Hey guys, we are starting our tea time segment. Wow, that's a great start.
Starting off strong.
Segment for October 19th, 2024. We were not live last week, and the week prior to that, we did not cover tea because we had people in town and we were just having some fun and enjoying our day. So this is about 2 weeks worth of like steeping brewing tea we've got going on, maybe close to 3 weeks now. So there's a lot. There's a lot of just random stuff to talk about. So this might be a long tea time. Hopefully not too long because it is pretty late at night already. But we've got some stuff to discuss. I'm just gonna go through some screenshots. Whenever I see stuff throughout like the weeks or whatever, I'll just screenshot it so I remember like to talk about or just like randomly mention it or something. So yeah, so that's what we are doing. I'm actually probably let me put the chat maybe a little bit larger on the screen, so that way anyone who might be watching after the fact can see it a little bit more.
Yeah.
There. Okay. So the first thing I have screenshotted on my phone is Key discussing his album. Now we all know, we've acknowledged SM sucks as a company. They are pretty horrible about promoting properly for their artists, and well, we know they're horrible about protecting their artists. We'll get into that more later. But yeah, they're just not. They're not unless it's a new shiny toy. But even so, their new shiny toy, NCT Wish, I feel like they are not even promoting well either. So yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway, I just feel like
span.
they're great at making artists and developing an artist's talent, but they're shit at management. Absolutely horrible. So yeah. So this is Key literally saying that, complaining that he's like, I told SM that they need to spend good money for my MV and for my album. Like, even if I have to put my own money into it, I will do what I need to do. They need to do what they need to do for my album and my MV, even if I have to pitch in for it. So like he's literally saying that on his live stream about his album. He's basically talking about how, you know, he because he knows what SM will try to get away with and try to do, and he's like, no, like you're gonna put money into my album and my MV, and like if you're gonna give me a budget, I'll put whatever else in I need to put personally to make sure that it's the quality that I want. And it's ridiculous that him as an artist who has been around for what 15 plus years in that company isn't going to be given the respect of that kind of quality. You should be giving an artist of his caliber in your company quality shit.
Yep.
And the fact that like he has to like tell you to make sure that you do that and pitch in his own money is honestly sad. It's actually ridiculous. So it's just SM just continuing just to be ridiculous and just horrible management and just not taking care of their artists properly. When your artists are having to come out and literally like complain about the job that you're doing on live, like that's not a good look for you, sweetie. And once again, I don't think they care. I don't even think they care, which is crazy. So that's the first thing that I saw on my screenshots here. So let's see what else we have. Oh, I had this one actually made me laugh. So someone that I don't know who has they have a Korean username, and their comment was in Korean. I had to translate it. And it says, it's on my DPR Ian Mido movie part 1 reaction. Okay. And the comment says, the reaction is very substandard and it's very difficult to watch. So of course I commented back and I said, well, DPR Ian loved it, so that's all I'm worried about. With the peace sign. I'm like,
yeah.
I could give a fuck less what you think, because all that matters to me is the actual artist appreciated my reaction and how much I was trying to appreciate and understand his storyline and what he was trying to portray to the viewer. That's all that matters to me at this point. You know what I mean? So I was just like, this reaction's very substandard and very difficult to watch. Okay, well then just go watch someone else. Why are you here?
Yeah, why are you?
Why are you wasting time complaining on my reaction? Oh, sorry. And then I edited my comment. And then I said, well, DPR Ian loved it, so that's all I'm worried about. You can hear him talk about my reactions in my interview with him on the home screen of my channel.
Yeah.
If you want proof yourself, you can hear him talk about how he loves my reactions in my interview with him. So I made sure I adjusted my comment to mention that as well.
People are fucking stupid.
It's just ridiculous. Like, it's okay if you don't like something that someone else is doing. But the fact that you feel you have to take a minute to vocalize your negative opinion to someone else who's just enjoying themselves, it's unnecessary. Clearly, that's not something that you personally like, and that's okay. Move on, watch something else that better suits your needs. But the fact that you feel the need that you have to take time out of your personal life to, like, negatively affect someone else's life for really no reason other than it's just simply your preference, there's just no reason for it. There just is no reason for it. So yeah, it's a lot and it's ridiculous. So anyway, this is all just hurricane pictures and stuff. Lots of hurricane pictures and stuff. For an update on that, like I said at the beginning of my first live stream today, or for anyone who doesn't know, because I did post a community post and I did post a couple social media posts as well. Hey, good morning, Yet. You're so funny. I just started tea time. Your hat, you're good. So, they right now I'm waiting for my insurance to finish assessing damages in my home. I currently still have during the storm a tree, or like a huge part of a tree I should say, fell onto my roof and actually damaged and so on your roof you have these like 2x4 supports that are like maybe like, I don't know, 2-3 feet apart from one another, and they're the ones that go like this, right? And they're like beams, okay? And then on top of those is where the plywood sheets go, and on top of the plywood sheets is where like the like kind of tar sheet or whatever, and then shingles go on top of that, and that's your roof, okay? And in between those in your drop ceiling is the insulation that's put, and then you have your drywall ceiling that's put up and all of that stuff, okay? Joists, thank you. So when the tree hit my house, it had, where it broke off, there was a part of the tree that had snapped that pierced my roof. So there's a huge hole, not huge, big enough. There's a pretty big hole in my roof, and you can see where the actual joist completely snapped in half and where the plywood completely snapped in half, and that's where the hole happened. Also, the joist on either side of that, and I think even like past that, and the corner joists that come down to the edge of my roof, those are also cracked and snapped as well. Not completely snapped in half, but you can see like the cracks through them, and you can see at the corner joist like where it's completely like snapped as well. So it's gonna take more than just like patching a roof to fix my roof. They're gonna have to bring in the structural engineer to make sure that the repairs that they do fix the actual like structure of my home. So yeah, I don't know how long that's gonna take, and that sucks. In the meantime, I think what I should be able to do is at least get maybe the interior fixed. I'm hoping is getting the interior fixed and taken care of, like, because right now I have a hole. When the rain came in, it saturated the ceiling area where the hole is, so the drywall and all the insulation in there also got saturated. that wet insulation weighs down on the ceiling, and the ceiling falls through, and that's what happened. The ceiling completely collapsed and fell through. I can show you a picture of that. So yeah, this is a picture of the ceiling. Oh, I should probably make it darker so you can see it better. 1 second.
Yeah.
So that's the picture of the ceiling that had fallen through, and then the white looks like I fucking plucked a goddamn chicken. So where it looks like I plucked a chicken, that is it just does not want to focus on my phone right now. Hello? Can you like move your face out of the way so it doesn't try to recognize you? There it goes. So yeah, so that's all the white stuff, that's all insulation everywhere. The pink and the white stuff is insulation. That's where the hole is up there. Because that's directly like where this wall, where it's at the edge of where it fell, is right here. It's on the other side of this. This is that same wall. And you can see yellowing on this roof where there was leaking on this roof too. Thank God this fell through and released all the heavy insulation and water before this did. If that would have happened in this room, I would have been so upset. Yeah, it would have been really bad. So this is what this room looks like currently. So everything that was in that room is in my living room. So there's a lot of kind of chaos happening in my house at the moment. Yay, me. So yeah, it's a lot, and it sucks. So I'm just waiting for my insurance. My HOA takes care of everything exterior, so I'm waiting on them for the roof and stuff. As far as the tree that was on my roof and all the other tree limbs that were still on my roof since last Thursday, a week and 2 days from today, it finally got removed yesterday. So it took over a week just to have them come out and get the fucking part of the tree off my roof. Yep. So the tree is finally gone from my roof as of yesterday. So at least that's not there anymore. That being said, I'm still just waiting for it to be repaired, but my repairs are going to take much longer than the normal roof repair that might be happening around. So I have no idea how long it's going to take to fully get all of this fixed. I'm just hoping my insurance will have someone come back out to assess the inside of my home. They can figure out how much it's going to take to repair the stuff inside my home. They can send me a check for it. I can start scheduling people to do the repairs inside of my home. As far as the inside of my home goes, obviously I have drywall that needs to be repaired. I have water that damaged pretty much all of the laminate wood floors in my house. They all have to be replaced. Every time you walk in my house now, it sounds like snap, crackle, pop. Like it's just every step echoes, and it's like snap, snap, crackle, crackle, crackle. Like it's so obnoxiously loud just walking in my house now, because all of the wood floors, the laminate floors, are swollen and like bubbled and raised because of all the damage to like water being on the floor. Mm-hmm. So any of the wood furniture that was touching the floor that had some water damage on it is just also swollen. And so if there's like a seamed edge, like for instance these, you see how there's like the edge here. Well, if that got water damage on it, that edge is now kind of split, and you can see like the wood in between that split edge. That's what the bottom of these units look like.
That's what those closet doors look like.
That's what the closet doors look like.
The closet doors anymore.
The bottom of these units down, especially in this corner over here. The bottom of this thing here is all split.
The bottom of these.
The bottom of my little my drawers that I open, you can see where like it's like swollen on the outside. So My furniture's usable. My floors, I can walk on them, but it all, like, my floors look like shit. It's hard to even vacuum my floors because it's like this. My floors are, because they're planks, and the edges of every plank are raised from where it's like kind of like peeling up from the water. So when you just try to vacuum, it's like every time you try to fucking even vacuum the floor, and it's so obnoxious and it's so frustrating. So my floors will need to be replaced. Can I walk on them currently? Yes, but it's annoying and loud as hell every time you even just walk on the floor. Is my furniture usable? Yes, but it all is split at the bottom and it just doesn't look good. So I don't have it nearly as bad as some of the other people who literally got their houses freaking destroyed. So, and I know I'm very lucky and I'm grateful for that. But yes, stuff got ruined and it is still frustrating, and it'll eventually get replaced.
It just may take a while.
Yeah, anything that and anything that had water damage to it, it didn't have water damage to it for very long. So I know that because of that, it's not as bad as it could have been, that's for sure. So yeah.
I think that room had it the worst.
Yeah, well, because that's where the tree came in and all the rainwater was coming in through that room.
Much water.
So, yeah. So yeah, anyway, I'm just waiting for insurance to assess and figure out all of that. Yeah. So there's that. So yeah, it's just frustrating. It's all usable. It's not what it should be. That's for sure. But it's all usable and functional. So it's just an annoyance and a frustration currently, except for that room. I literally have a fucking hole in my ceiling. I can look up and I can see the sky. So that room is a different story. That has got to be repaired. Other than that, the rest of it is just kind of a frustration, and an annoyance, an inconvenience for sure, because I will have to end up replacing the furniture, which means taking everything off. Everything.
Do you understand how? Listen.
Everything off of this just to replace the one on the bottom.
Do you know how time consuming and fucking annoying that is?
Because the one on the bottom's gonna have to be replaced.
My God.
Like the one that's down here, like, hold on. Oh my gosh. So the one that's, because there's another one. Hello? There's another one. Hello? See how it has that one down there with the bins? That these bins. This is the one, and then of course the one in the corner down here. That's the worst one.
Yep.
So yeah. So they're going to,
here we come.
because they're down there. This is like so jacked up and uneven now. Sorry. Anyway, so because they are close up cam. So because they're all the way at the bottom, you have to take everything above it off. You can't just. That's gonna be so much fun.
I mean, we're gonna have to do it anyway when the floors get replaced. So
yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's exactly when the floors get replaced, all of it's gonna have to be moved anyway.
That's gonna be fun.
We'll probably do both at the same time to eliminate double work. Yeah, I'll take a picture, kind of know where everything goes in general, but I actually might switch stuff around.
I should have done that. I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hold on a second.
It looks very pleasing to the eye.
Yeah, well, there's that. So anyway, but yeah, I might change stuff around because my shelves have actually been frustrating me lately. These shelves can be very frustrating because
There's no space.
it's such a odd shape because of the hexagon in the center that it's very difficult to kind of stack stuff on it sometimes, and it's just very frustrating. So yeah. But anyway, I'll figure it out. I'll have to figure it out some way, somehow. What is next to talk about it? So that's my update regarding my home. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's everything. So shelf organization live. I don't know. I change my decision a lot, and it might get very frustrating, and it might be a very long. Plus, it's just a live of like my ass, because I'm facing the shelf.
You gotta pay for that.
You gotta pay for that. No, just kidding. She said it, not me. No, the before anything even remotely like was possibly gonna happen, Chaniel went, oh, I actually took a video, and I meant to, so I see I'm the worst. I take videos and I'm like, oh, I want to edit this and post it on TikTok, and I never do it. I'm actually the worst. But I actually took a video. Hold on, I gotta find it. Because I needed to make sure that Chaniel was okay.
He can't swim. He's cardboard.
I needed to make sure Chaniel was okay. So I put him on the bed to make sure that he was going to be okay. Where is it? Where's the video? Is it this one? No, it's not. Where is it? Oh, is it this one? No. Nope. Where is the video? Girl,
I know you sent it to the Ace group chat.
Yeah, but why is it not on my phone?
I don't know.
Like, hello? Where is it? Wouldn't it have been like... No? Sorry, I'm just trying to find it. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. So, we had no power.
That was fun.
We had no power, and then we did. So, this is the video I took. I'm so stupid. Okay, hold on. I gotta make sure that it, focuses on the video. Is it gonna focus on the video? Should I hold on, because I think it's focusing on you guys. That's, I think, the problem. It's like struggling. Okay. Hold on. No, it's not doing it now.
Can't hear anything. Oh.
Thanks, Chaniel. He's in my bed. He's laying in my bed. So yeah, so that happened. Let me see if I can... I'm gonna do it again. Let's see. Thanks, Chaniel. And so I took that video, and I wanted to put it on TikTok, but I wanted to put, we got that power. I wanted to put the music in the background to it, because I thought that would have been fucking hilarious. I know, that's what I was going to do, Druki. That's literally what I was going to do. I mean, I still technically could, but, like, I'm just, like, I'm the worst at, like saying, oh, I want to do this, and then, like, I don't do it. Plus, I'm just really bad at social media, guys. Like, I'm really bad at social media. I don't... It is what it is. I don't know. I don't know how to use the TikToks. I did that on
grandma.
purpose. Calm down. No, but seriously, you know how people like record and edit on TikTok and stuff? I don't know how to do that. I need like a course, you know? Someone teach me. Teach me how to do the things, please. Because, you know, I'm a good learner. I just don't know how to do the things, you know? So, anyway, yeah, we only had no power. It was less than 12 hours, I think, probably. But yeah. Skillshare. Probably. Skillshare probably does have courses on like how to do TikTok edits and stuff. Um yeah. But anyway, okay, so let's see what else I screenshotted. 1 second. Oh, so I screenshotted this because I thought it was interesting. According to recent announcements, the Mama Awards will now consider factors beyond just sales when selecting album of the year when selecting the album of the year winner, with a greater emphasis on visual presentation, overall impact, and the artistic quality of the album artwork, signifying a shift towards a more holistic evaluation of an album's merit. I actually I'm not mad at that. I do think that, you know, there are multiple factors in, you know, what it takes to create an album. It's not just all about sales all the time. You know, yes, it is a huge factor. Of course it is. But that being said, there are a lot of great albums out there that may not have, you know, as big of a recognition as others, but that doesn't mean they're less deserving necessarily of the title of great album. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, I think that like it's an interesting change, something that they haven't done before. But I think that, you know, it might be like, yeah, I don't know. I just think that this isn't. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a bad thing. That being said, I'm just curious about who, okay, if that's the case, who is making these judgments and these decisions? Because before, if it was based primarily on sales, then like that was based off of charts and sales. Like there was numbers, there was data to pull, right? So who is making these decisions, the you know, this time around, like going forward? Because for me, at least before you had actual data to pull, it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like for this, it could just be, you know, kind of like the Grammy Awards. You know, sometimes people are winning and you're like, what the hell is happening? Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. It makes me wonder, like, okay, well, so who's going to be the judge of this? Is it going to be like a board of people, kind of like how the Grammys is? I don't know. And I'm curious about that. So, yeah, I don't know. Um, we'll see. Um, that's what I'm worried about, Disney, to be completely honest. Sounds like an arbitrary way for Mama to award whoever they want to award.
I mean,
That's
it's
what
Mnet, let's be real.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's Mnet. Yeah, exactly. So they're gonna kind of do whatever they want anyway. Um, um, yeah. Read my comment. The criteria did have judges before. The criteria is basically still the same. It's just um PR. It's just PR. The criteria was 80% sales, 20% judges, critics vote. Now 60% sales, 40. So it's a bit more balanced. So it's basically the same as it always was. The percentages are just more balanced. Okay. So the way they made it seem was as though the other factors never came into play previously. It was just based on sales. It's the way they made it seem. You know what I mean? Here, if it was always like that and it's just the percentage of the factoring in on things is all that changed, it would be really nice if they actually were to elaborate on that more. You know what I mean? So yeah. So the criteria didn't change, just the percentage. Well, if that's the case, I think that's probably fine. You know what I mean? If that's how they were doing it all along anyway, it's just the percentages that changed. That's probably fine. But once again, I still wonder, like, who are these judges? Does anyone else wonder that? Because I know I wonder that. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. They'll always do what they want regardless. It's Mnet. Facts. Facts, facts, facts. Okay, so that was that. Um, Hold on. I'm just scrolling and trying to see what else I have. Oh. So, as you could probably tell, I didn't really post anything for this last like week and a half. Right before the storm, I did post a Vanner reaction. On the 11th, I posted it, and it was me, Sandy, and Allison reacting to Vanner's MV because I had missed when they dropped it. And I wanted to react to it with Sandy and Allison anyway. So they were coming into town, so I was like, that's perfect. So we filmed that together with the MV and dance practice, and I posted it. Now, as you guys probably know, I don't get as many views on, smaller group reactions like, Vanner or, Trenzy or anything like that. But I don't really care because I love the group and I'm going to post reactions to them regardless of how many views it gets. Exactly. That being said, it's very frustrating when those groups who don't have a lot of views begin with have people commenting on those videos asking for other group reactions. That I think upsets me more than the norm. Because normally people will comment, like request for other group reactions on other groups' videos. That's normal. That's always going to happen regardless. That's not how I would do it. I wouldn't do that, but that's just me. Not everyone's like me, and I understand that. That being said, on smaller groups like, Vanner, Trenzy, whoever, I feel like it's even more upsetting because it's like they're already not getting like the views and numbers that I think they deserve to get to begin with, and now you're going to comment on their video, completely dismissing their video altogether and asking for something else instead. I don't like it. So anyway, and also, if you're going to do that, maybe be like, hey, I was just wondering if you were going to be reacting to blah, blah, blah. I still will probably not heart your comment, and I may not even comment back. But if you feel the need to make a comment, at least maybe ask it in a nice way and not in an entitled and rude ass way. Because when you comment, Hyunjin vlog reaction when? Nothing about that is going to get me to ever reply back to you or to heart your comment or even be happy with your comment on my video. No. It's just rude. Number one. Number two, when have you ever seen me do vlog reactions for like groups like that? I think the only two groups I've ever done vlog reactions for are EXO, and that's mainly the Chanyeol and Baekhyun vlogs that they were doing during like their enlistment. And even then I haven't even done reactions to all of their videos that they came out with. That's number one. And number two, I've done some BTS vlogs. Yes. Those are the only two groups I think I've ever done vlog reactions for, like on a somewhat, not even consistent, but multi-reaction basis that I've put out before. I don't normally do that. So if I don't normally do that to begin with, number one, commenting about that as if like I'm supposed to do this and I haven't, it like, I don't know, it's just fucking rude. Hyunjin vlog reaction when? Not like, please, thank you, nothing. It just sounds so rude and entitled. Like, I don't speak to other people that way because I'm never going to assume, I don't know. I could never have a reaction channel. I'm petty. If someone commented that, the video would go in a no reaction list and I'd watch it on my own just to piss them off. Yeah. Yes, I appreciated your response to that. Thank you. I saw you were just like, number one, this is a video about Vanner. Number two, I don't even think she does vlog reactions anyway. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you, Aaliyah. I have so much music to catch up on. Why am I going to react to a vlog? That's no, like what? Exactly. They leave the comment, they leave the video right after. They don't even like the video. They're not even watching it for the reactor.
Nope.
Nothing, or for the reaction. No, not at all. And usually, like, they'll just, like, click on the video. Sometimes it's just, like, a copy and paste thing that they'll leave, and they'll leave the video. They're not even there for a long enough period of time for it to even count for your algorithm. You know what I mean? Which is annoying as well. But anyway, I mean, at least the comment counts for the algorithm and the interaction. So at least there's that. But I don't know. It's just very entitled and demanding and rude. I don't know. I don't know why people choose to comment in that way and speak in that way. I don't get it. Okay. Okay, I'm saving that whole thing for last because it's a lot. It's a lot. I was going to comment about that, but I'm not even going to bother about that. The same person, by the way, the same person who was like disappointed in me or bummed at the fact that I chose to react to Are You Sure on Patreon prior to reacting to Hope on the Streets docu kind of thing. Commented pretty much the exact same thing to RJ. I'm subscribed to RJ's channel as well, of his Patreon, so I could see the comments, and I noticed a similar comment when he reacted to Are You Sure. They commented the same thing. A little disappointed that you chose to react to this before reacting to Hope on the Street. And it's clearly their Hobie bias, which is perfectly fine. But I just think that it's
not going anywhere.
Number one, it's not going anywhere. But number two, aren't you supposed to love all the members? So, like, if it's not going anywhere and you're going to end up getting to it eventually, what does it matter what order it's done in? Number one. Number two, I've explained many times, like, I love a reality-based type of thing that is just, like, vacay vibes. Like, there's no missions. Well, it is. It's giving borderline solo stand with the way they keep commenting that on people's stuff. And that's what rubs me the wrong way personally. Maybe they're not. That's just how the vibe I get if they keep commenting that on everyone's stuff. It sounds to me like they're bitter towards the Machne line. And, you know, I don't know. Who knows? So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just the vibes that it's getting if they keep commenting the same thing on other people's stuff as well. But I've already explained, and RJ, you know, I saw his comment and he was just like, you know, it's really not a big deal. It's really not that serious. Like, I never said I was going in any particular order. I'm just going to react to the different things that I want to react to when I react to them. I'll end up getting around to everything eventually, but, you know, this is what I chose. And plus he asked his patrons. They voted for it. So it wasn't even his decision. His patrons voted for that to be the next thing he reacts to. So that's what he reacted to. So if you're going to be upset with everyone who voted for that show on Patreon. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It just seems silly. And as far as, like, my decision, I've already said this show is very In the Soup coded, and In the Soup is my favorite out of all of the reality shows that any group does. In the Soup is my favorite. It is the best show because there's no missions, there's no agendas, they don't have to do tasks. They literally do whatever the fuck they want to do. If they want to sit inside and build a Lego set all day, they will sit inside and build a Lego set all day. If they want to go freaking kayaking, they will go kayaking. If they want to go, you know, whatever it is, that's what they're gonna do. And that's all they have to do. They literally have to do nothing except whatever the fuck they feel like doing. And it is beautiful. It's like you get to have like a little glimpse inside their life, and we get the pleasure of just watching them just be. Just watch them be. And that's it. No agenda, no false pretenses, gotta act a certain way because there's, a game that has to be won or played, or no, it's just them just existing, and we get a lovely glimpse into it, and I love it. It is just so wonderful, and it's just so nice to see, and I feel, it's almost like you kind of feel like privileged that like you get this little glimpse in just their world without any sort of like missions or tasks. It's just a glimpse into their basic, everyday world. And it's just lovely. And it's very healing to watch. Those are my favorite shows to watch. You will hardly I hardly ever react to like serious docu-series and stuff like that. It's just not something I typically react to.
Like me, I love a documentary.
She loves docu-series. That's not something I typically react to. So if that's on the list, I'm gonna choose other things before I get to that one, just because it's not, I don't like reacting to those as much as other things. Like, do you ever see me reacting? It's very rare, very rare, and I really don't do it ever anymore. I haven't done it in the past couple of years, I think. Do you ever see me reacting to behind the scenes of MV shots?
Well, see, I
like,
watch those on my own.
Right. I never react to the behind the scenes of these things. You know what I mean?
Like the making of.
Yeah, the making of and the behind the scenes, I hardly ever watch that stuff. You know what I mean? So it's just like, if that's typically something I don't normally do anyway, why would you think that would be something on the top of my list? You know what I mean? I'm going to go towards the things that like make me feel happy and healed and just calm and relaxed, and you know what I mean? And that's okay that what makes me feel that way might be different to what makes you feel that way. That's fine. We're different people, but to like kind of be annoyed or disappointed that I chose to react to something that truly makes me super happy, and I don't care what members are in it. I don't care. It could be Jin and RM only that were in it. I would still be just as happy watching a show like that. You know what I mean? It's just very annoying that like that the person tried to make it into like a Maknae line versus like Young line thing, and I'm just like, that has nothing to do with it. Like, but of course they were gonna try to make it into that, and so I don't know. And so it was just frustrating to see that comment again on someone else's Patreon as well. Because it's like it's not like that. Like, please don't make it into a members versus members thing, because it's not what it is, like, at all. Of course you can be disappointed and upset that you'd rather see them react to something you want them to react to, but at the end of the day, like, that's not really something to be upset with, because at the end of the day we should love and support all the members, so it doesn't matter what order we react to things in, right? So yeah, anyway, yeah, I don't even think I've done behind the scenes though, Aaliyah. I think Quick Sip's the only thing I've done. I don't even think I've done behind the scenes like that, right? I don't think I have, Aaliyah. I think the behind the scenes things I've usually do are like live stages and like the interview things, you know? I don't know. It's funny how people are acting like solo stands but want to make you seem like you're the solo stander bias because of your choosing. I think their problem's much closer to home. I mean, the call is coming from inside the house, right? Yeah. That's what it kind of seems like. But yeah, I don't know. I get that the Maknae line is the most popular in BTS, but don't assume that is what's going on by the reactors. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so a little frustrated to see that comment was made again on someone else's. So I'm like, come on, man. Okay. So there's that. Okay. I feel like we're getting into so many screenshots. Jesus Christ. So many screenshots. Ooh. Okay. Hold on. One second. Just a quick RIP to Liam from One Direction. That's crazy. I don't think we even know exactly what or how that occurred. But it is very tragic that he, according to the reports, Liam from One Direction fell from his third floor balcony in Argentina and passed away. So if you did not hear that previously, that occurred on Wednesday. It's just crazy. I think it's still kind of a mystery as to like what the hell, huh? Um, so yeah, I don't think anyone really knows exactly like how that happened. I'm sure that's still probably going to be under investigation. But yeah, it's just crazy.
TMZ apparently.
Yeah, they showed not full pictures, but you could see, like, you could see a body on the ground, and you could see his arm and part of his torso, and you could see his tattoos. I think they probably did it, and this is not defending them at all, but I think their justification is probably just to show that it's real and it's not fake. But it's still really shitty that they would post even just a partial image of his actual body. It's just super shitty and horrible that they would do something like that. Yeah, that's just awful. So yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
Of course you're going to bed. Of course she's going to bed, guys.
It's 12 o'clock. I have to work tomorrow.
I know.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sundays are so boring.
Anyway.
Bye.
So anyway, she's it was concluded that he was passed out and fell over, no signs of him being pushed or jumped. Okay. That's crazy. But then it comes into factor, how did he pass out? Was he drunk? Was he on something? Like all those questions still come into play, which I'm assuming will when did like what did the autopsy say? Does anyone know? As far as like what was in his system? Night. Night. Why do you look so sad?
I am sad.
Why?
I don't know. Life.
Jesus Christ.
Life got me down.
Yeah. You want your water?
No, it's empty.
Okay.
I'm not gonna refill it. I gotta.
You gonna take it to work tomorrow though?
I am.
So why don't you take it out at least so you have it? I can't.
Bye.
She's such a sad sack right now. It's not even funny. I can't with her. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see what else I might have before we get into the major thing that we're talking about. Okay. Real quick, it could just be me. It might just be me. I don't think it's just me. Is anyone else... Where... Hello? Where is it? There it is. Is anyone else getting Maxident from this? Did anyone else get Maxident vibes? Once again, I'm not going to put that on social media because that's stupid. But I just saw it. I'm like, this feels very Maxident to me. But yeah. Anyway. But I love 127. I don't care. I mean, it's just pink and black with like just bold, big lettering. I mean, it's not like it's no one's ever seen those combos together. Like, give me a break. But it just felt like I saw that. I was like, oh, that feels very Maxident. But anyway. Oh, okay. I do have one other thing to talk about first. For those who do not know, I can't remember exactly when it occurred, whether it was like a couple weeks ago, a week ago, I don't remember. But Jessie was out in public with a couple of her friends, and there was a couple other people with I guess, the friend group that she didn't necessarily know, but they were there as well. And this guy walks up and asks her if she can like take a picture or whatever, and she, you know, denied the picture. She's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't take a picture right now. So she denied the picture. But then they, I guess, were still kind of there hanging out, or they weren't leaving. I guess they were still trying to get the picture or something. So, but they end up, I guess, starting to walk away. But then one of the guys from the group that she doesn't know walks over to the fan. I don't even know if he is a fan or a saucing. I don't know who the hell this guy was. Walks over to the fan and starts getting into confrontation with the fan on, I guess, Jesse's behalf. But Jesse's just like, whoa, whoa, hey, hey, hey. So Jesse walks over, tries to stop this guy who's part of her friend group that she doesn't really know, tries to stop him, and he kind of stopped for a second. And then the fan, I don't know. And then she went to kind of like walk away, and then he goes back and he starts arguing again. So she stops for a second time. She tries to stop this guy from arguing with this fan or whoever the guy was. So as for a second time, she tried to stop them from arguing. And then it just continued escalating, and the guy was all up like in the other guy's face, and Jesse couldn't stop the guy. And Jesse's like, and so Jesse turned around and completely walked away from the situation, and I think tried to go get help elsewhere because clearly the guy wasn't stopping. And then the guy in the friend group or whatever fucking pulls back and clocks the guy, like knocks this freaking fan or whoever this guy is, knocks him out, like freaking just starts fighting with this guy, like throwing punches out of the blue. Like, don't know what was going on with that, why that even happened. The guy was told no pictures. It seemed like he was kind of walking away from her. I don't know why this guy came up to try to initiate something with him. He could have just let this guy do his thing. Crazy. Clearly she didn't get it either, because she's like, whoa, whoa, hey, what's going on? You can see that there's video of it. There's like CCTV footage of it, where you can see her trying to stop it. She tried to stop it a second time, and then, you know, and then the guy, then the fight starts happening, and you can see her walk out of frame. So all of that happened. Okay, she is taken into she's asked to go to the police department to make a statement to talk about exactly, like, you know, what happened, who it was, to basically to answer any questions she can about the incident and give them as much information as she can about what happened or what's going on, right? So she gives the police, she cooperates, she gives them as much information as she knows. She doesn't really know the guy. She doesn't know who the fan is. She doesn't really know the guy in the friend group. She knows of him through her friends, but that's about it. So she cooperated, gave them as much information as she could, and that was that. Well, because of this incident, some Korean fans are like on like a witch hunt to like just harass her and to publicly drag her name through the mud, saying that this was her fault. She's responsible for everything that happened. Not sure how that is portrayed, and how she needed to do more to stop the fight. I don't know how Jesse is supposed to stop a fight from two large grown-ass men. Was she supposed to get in the middle of it? No. Why would she endanger herself? Why the fuck would she endanger herself from some guy who knows, could possibly be assassin, could be a regular fan, I don't know, and some other guy who's just clearly like hyped up and to begin with? Why would she put herself in the middle of all that? She tried to stop it twice, and that's that. It didn't work. Why would she then insert herself in more to try to stop it and put herself in danger? It didn't look like she had any bodyguards or anything with her during this occurrence. Why would she put herself more in that situation? That makes zero sense. But yet the public, some of the public, are completely like ostracizing her and like saying that she, you know, needs to be, you know, she shouldn't be an idol, and she's not, like, they're just saying the most horrible things about Jessie. Yeah, she enticed she enticed them in her in the fight with her femininity. How fucking absurd is that? That is actually even absurd to even say something like that. That is actually insane. So, because of all of this backlash from this occurrence that didn't even have anything to do with her, her new company that she's just started with, like, what, a couple months, maybe a couple months ago, something like that, her brand new company drops her, ends their contract with her because of this incident that has nothing to do with her and that she can't control. Completely drops her from their agency. And on top of that, apparently that's not enough for these, you know, for some of, because it's not all, of course, but for some of these K fans who are like super psycho about things, that wasn't enough for them. They're now saying that she just needs to leave South Korea altogether because she doesn't understand, you know, their culture well enough or whatever. She just needs to leave and just, you know, because she's not wanted there. It's just it's actually crazy. I don't understand why these fans can get away with and keep getting away with this type of behavior towards idols. I thought it was illegal to bully someone in South Korea. And is that just, am I misunderstanding that? Because I'm pretty sure it's illegal to, so on social media, wherever, to bully someone, to talk to defame them and defamation, like to talk shit about them that has nothing to do that's not actually real. So if that's not allowed in South Korea and there's super strict punishment laws against bullying people and lying and like making up bullshit about people, if all of that's actually illegal in South Korea, how does this keep happening? How does this keep happening? In South Korea, you can also sue someone for defamation even if what they said is true. I don't understand, if those are the laws in South Korea, how people keep getting away with this. How these psycho fans who think that they have a right to control an idol in their life and what happens to them and their career simply because they bought an album. Why do we keep allowing these psycho deluded mentality fans to run and control shit as in the idol world? Why does this keep happening? Because guess what, people? K fans are not the only way you make money. Do you know how much money comes from the world outside of K fans? China, Japan, hell, the freaking the other parts of Asia, like freaking where is it that they always have Manila? Where's Manila? Where they have so many concerts in Manila. Like the Philippines, you know, Thailand, like the amount of money that come from the other Asian countries alone, just from the other Asian countries. I'm not even talking about like freaking the rest of the world. South America, do you know how much money comes from South American fans? I'm not even talking about the US yet. European fans, like the amount of Indonesia, yes, especially the amount of money that comes from fans outside of just South Korea is way more than just the money that they're getting from South Korean fans. So make it make sense, please, because it really doesn't. The money you get from South Korean fans is not the same as all the money you get from the other fans around the world who see this type of behavior and shun it and speak out against it and but yet you don't care about any of those voices. You only care about the voices of the not right in the head, some of the not right in the head K fans who are acting in an illegal manner by bullying and defaming your artist. Those are the people you care about? The people who are bullying and defaming your artist, that are doing illegal things, those are the people you care about. That's it? Really? I'm going to need someone to make it make sense, please, because it doesn't make sense at all, whatsoever, in any way, shape, or form. It does not make sense. So I don't know what Jesse's going to do. I don't know if she's going to try to go to a different agency, if she's just going to become an independent artist and start handling her own shit. I don't know. But the fact that she got kicked out of her agency because two men decided to get into a fight is actually insane. Exactly, Mike. They want global money but not global concerns. Yep. All right, up next, I feel like it's so quiet. Should I put on music but like really low in the background? Okay. I'd put it on pretty low in the background. I don't even know if y'all will be able to hear it. It's just some background noise. I think she should become an independent artist as well, to be completely honest. Yeah. Independent artist as well. Yeah. Yeah. What'd Leo say? I don't know what that said. What did Leo say? I missed it. South Korea is about the same in size as Pennsylvania. Yeah. Yeah. One of our states. South Korea as a whole is like the same size as one of our states. One of our 50 states. And the funny thing is, when people go to South Korea, and they visit South Korea, the amount of Koreans who don't even listen to K-pop is massive. There's not a ton of Korean people who actually listen to K-pop. I've seen the interviews. I've seen people like talk about it. Like, it's not as popular. Like, K-pop is more popular outside of Korea than it is in Korea. Like, which is crazy. But like, yeah, most Koreans don't give a fuck about K-pop. Exactly. That's what doesn't make sense to me. Hold on. Aaliyah, for who? For who, Aaliyah? I'm just curious real quick, and then we'll get into it in a minute. Outside of Hybe? For who? For Suga? Wow. 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 So basically, see it. Oh. Okay. So basically, this is exactly what how many weeks ago was it? Actually, I think it was last year. I think it was last year that I said it. When they put Sunghan on hiatus from Rise, I said, if this man gets kicked out of his group because of this bullshit, SM will be playing a dangerous fucking game here. Because if you allow Delulu fans to control your decision making, it opens a fucking floodgate. It's going to open a fucking floodgate. I'm calling it now. I said this like last year. Okay? Okay? So the fact that like all of that happened and they succeeded, these psycho Delulus, and I'm going to get into the story, don't worry. The fact that these psycho Delulus have gotten away and got what they wanted with their psycho horrific behavior, disgusting behavior, and they got away with it. They're like, sweet, let's move on to our next target. And that's exactly what they're doing, because they're trying to get the same thing to happen with their next target. Because it succeeded once, why would it not succeed again? So it's actually, I literally called this last fucking year. I talked about this. When he went on hiatus, I talked about this. It's just crazy. Actually crazy. Let me go back to the beginning, okay? So, let's back up a little bit, okay? Make sure I don't have anything else. Yeah, okay, we're down to the nitty-gritty here. I don't really have any more things to really talk about. So, let's talk about the shit we need to talk about. So, let's back this up. It really is so exhausting, honestly, and it's making people not even want to mess with K-pop anymore. It's making people not want to be fans of K-pop anymore. It's making people feel mentally exhausted at the thought of supporting a group, because at any minute the people who you love, their lives could be like ripped apart, and there's nothing you can do about it because you're not South Korean and they won't listen to you. It's just, it feels almost like a mentally taxing burden to be a K-pop fan right now. And it's really horrible that it has gotten that way because of all of these toxic people. And it's sad. It sucks, and it's really sad that it's like it is now because of it. I'm gonna have to turn that music down a little bit, sorry. So, let me go back to the beginning, okay? Last year, for those who do not know what we are talking about, last year, Sunghan from Rise, okay? Rise is a group under SM. Two former members of NCT U, just NCT as a whole. They weren't in any particular unit, just NCT as a whole. Two members of NCT were waiting to be included in like a new NCT group. Instead of doing that, SM decided to put them in a whole new completely group that had nothing to do with NCT called Rise. And 5 other members were added to that group. They released several singles. I want to say they released 4 singles. Yes, they released 4 singles. All of the 4 singles they released were pretty popular. And after that 4th single was released, there were photos leaked of one member. The member is Sunghan. Photos of his past were leaked. These are photos from when he was in high school. He was in school. Okay, this is pre-debut. He was not an idol. I don't even think he was in training at this point. He was not an idol. And it's photos of him when he had a girlfriend in school. So it's literally him taking a selfie with his girlfriend, and he's giving her a kiss. Any photo that any of us in a relationship would take with the person that we're with. Normal shit. Normal behavior, okay? Taking a selfie and a picture. They got it from when he was announced as a member. However, it got traction later. Okay. So anyway, so this is from when he was in school, okay? He was in school, he was dating a girl, he takes a picture of him with her and giving her a kiss, his girlfriend, okay? Takes a picture of him and his girlfriend giving each other a kiss, and that photo gets leaked. All hell breaks loose, okay? The fans are losing their shit because he is a disgrace. He is a disgrace to being an idol. He betrayed everyone. He lied to everyone. What? This was before debut when he had a girlfriend. What the fuck is your Delulu ass actually talking about? How he betrayed you? What is wrong with you? It was then also leaked a blurry ass fucking photo that looked like he had a cigarette. That photo was then also leaked as well, right? Blurry ass photo of him with a cigarette. Everyone loses their shit about that. Another reason to dogpile on this poor boy who was just doing, you know, typical teen stuff. This is typical teenage behavior. You try a cigarette. You take a picture with your girlfriend. Typical teenage behavior. Okay? Nothing wrong with any of these things. This was all pre-debut. And let's be real. Even if it wasn't pre-debut, which it's not, but even if it happened while he was an idol, idols are allowed to have personal lives. And if you think otherwise, you can fuck right off. You can fuck right off if you think an idol is not entitled to their own personal life. Because you're part of the problem. I don't give a shit what your opinion is. Your opinion doesn't matter at all to me because there's something wrong with your opinion. You need to look into that. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying that to be real. That is not normal thoughts and normal processes that you think that another human being is not entitled to a personal life because you bought an album of theirs and they like owe you something for their personal life. No. That's not the way that works. They are doing their job. They have a job, and their job is to make good ass music, to perform amazingly, and to provide that service to us. And when they do that and they do that well, they're doing their job. Outside of that does not concern you as long as they're not doing any sort of like crazy illegal activities or anything like that. Outside of that does not concern you. They're doing their job and they're doing their job well, and that's what matters. Okay? The rest, their personal life, if they decide to date someone, does not matter to you. If they decide to smoke a cigarette or an e-cigarette, that doesn't matter. That's of no concern to you. Has nothing to do with you. And if you think otherwise, you can fuck right off. Honestly. You are part of the problem. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no argument to that. That's just facts. I don't care what your opinion is. You are part of the problem. So this man has his past photos leaked, his privacy invaded, because this is before he was an idol, this is pre-debut, his privacy invaded by having his past photos leaked online for the world to see of him kissing his girlfriend at the time and of him with a cigarette at that time. Okay? Then the rumors start. The false rumors, because it's not good enough to already bash someone just for living their normal life pre-debut. That wasn't good enough. You now have to make up more shit to make him seem even worse and a horrible person, even though this is all now lies. They now start saying that that girl is actually a minor and that he took a minor to a hotel room and took advantage of them. That was the lie that then started spreading about this poor man who has not done anything wrong other than date someone pre-debut. Okay? So those lies started, and those lies start spreading. So people now are thinking that he's this horrible person who's like some predator, trying to take a minor to a hotel room. Yeah, mind you, he was also a minor at the time because this was pre-debut. So he is also a minor, but of course they don't talk about that. They're just trying to emphasize he took a minor to a hotel room and took advantage of her. That didn't happen. That's what are you talking about? Like, good Lord. Then exactly ahead. Yeah, they're both children. Yeah, but that's not how they're gonna spin it. They're not gonna spin the story that way. They don't want to focus on that. They just want you to hear that he took a minor to a hotel room and took advantage of them. That's all they want. That's all the information they want you to hear. So anyway, so that being said, then he was on a private insta video chat or whatever, or audio chat, I can't remember, with Subin. Everyone knows Subin from TXT, correct? He was on a private insta chat with Subin, or private like insta live stream. Maybe it was a private live stream, whatever it was. He was on this with Subin, and there were like 3 friends that were also, yeah, it was a private friends only insta live. There was like 5 people total in like the insta live, including him and Subin, Sunghan and Subin. Okay, they were chatting, blah blah blah, and like they were kind of like giving each other kind of like razzing each other as friends do. You know, I give, you know, Caitlin a hard time, she gives me a hard time, as friends do. Like, we tease each other and stuff. And that's like what he was like, just they were chatting, and some sort of comment was made about him being an MC or something like that. And Unche, which is Unche from La Seraphim, which is also she's a minor. Somehow, because they talked about his job as an MC, somehow someone like, you know, like I guess it was an entire mistranslation, and them casually messing with each other turned into Sung Han talking shit about Unche. Yeah, he said Unche, thank you so much, Adrian. He said Unche was a better MC than Subin, and Subin isn't as good. Basically, like messing with Subin, but also complimenting Unche as an MC at the same time, right? So nothing bad was said. He's just giving Subin a hard time, but also complimenting Unche at the same time. That got mistranslated and turned into he talked shit about Unche. And Subin gave him the middle toe instead of the middle finger. Subin put his little middle toe out to flick him off with his middle toe. Very boy behavior. It was very cute. So, first of all, several things wrong with this. Number 1, this was a private friends only Insta Live. One of those other 3 people in that chat, in that Insta Live, leaked this video. This is a private video. Only like 5 people were present. One of those people recorded this and leaked it. That's the first problem. No one should have even known about this private, like, just chatting conversation, other than the 5 people that were part of it, that were in the room. That's it. Number 1. Number 2, when it was leaked, this fucking channel, Panchoa fucking channel, decided to purposely mistranslate it to make it seem as though Sunghan was talking shit about Unche, which is a minor female in another idol group. Okay? None of that happened. He never talked shit about Unche. He wouldn't do that. He didn't say crap about her. Subin was kind of laughing too. Subin also wouldn't laugh about it if he was talking shit about Unche. So all of it was just bullshit. Because of the mistranslation, of course, the Seraphim fans get super protective over their girl, their baby, and start attacking as well about this is not how an idol acts, blah, 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 blah. Like, he needs to pay for that. But so starts riling up a whole other fandom when they shouldn't even be involved because nothing bad was said to begin with. But everyone wants to believe what was said rather than researching themselves and seeing what was actually said. They're just going to read and just go with it. So then that happened. So now we have 2 truths and 2 lies. 2 truths. Picture with him with his girlfriend, a picture with him with the cigarette. Pre-debut, none of this matters. None of those 2 things, the actual 2 true things in this whole situation, are irrelevant. That was pre-debut. It does not matter. He had a girlfriend, big fucking deal. And he smoked a cigarette, big fucking deal. Who cares? Okay? So, those are irrelevant. The other 2 things are both lies, completely made up. Those are also irrelevant because there's no truth to them. So at the end of the day, we're here with nothing that matters and nothing that is relevant to anything regarding Sunghan and him being an idol in Rise. Nothing matters. The 2 truths don't matter because none of them are significant and it was pre-debut. And the lies clearly don't matter because they're fucking lies. They're made up bullshit. So all of this is happening and it just seems one thing comes out, the picture comes out, then the cigarette picture comes out, then the lies about the person being a minor comes out, then the bullshit about him talking shit about Uncheck comes out. And it's just piling up and piling up. And the amount of hate that this boy is getting is piling up and piling up and piling up. Okay? So, SM decides to say that Sunghan has decided to go on hiatus. SM says that Sunghan has decided to go on hiatus. I call bullshit. SM definitely put that boy on hiatus. SM's typical way of handling controversies, because that's what this is being called. This is being called his controversies about his private life. That's what people are calling it, by the way. Which, that in and of itself pisses me off, because do not fucking call something that is normal a controversy, because that is you feeding into the bullshit. That is not a controversy. Stop fucking calling it that. When you call it that, you're giving that credit. Stop. It's not a controversy. That is normal fucking behavior. Say all of this is happening due to normal teenage behavior pre-debut. Having a girlfriend and a dating life, normal teenage behavior of having a girlfriend pre-debut. Say that, but don't fucking call him having a girlfriend and him having a picture with a cigarette, one random picture with a cigarette, a controversy. That's absurd. And when you do that, you're feeding into the bullshit of making it seem like dating someone is not normal. If you're calling it and feeding into the fact that you're going to call it a controversy. Stop. Don't fucking call it that. So everyone that's calling it that, every time I read an article that calls it that, it pisses me off. Because I'm like, stop. Like, fucking stop calling it that. That's not what it is. Dating someone pre-debut is not a fucking controversy. Just because people are acting like it is doesn't mean that's what it is. So stop calling it that. You're giving it fuel. You're giving it life. Stop giving that life and fuel, because it's not. Stop. So he leaves he goes on hiatus from the group. Okay? This was last year. He goes on hiatus from the group last year. We have not heard any updates. We have not heard any additional, nothing. No additional information, no updates, no nothing. Nothing from SM. All the rest of last year, all throughout this entire year. We are now in fucking October of this year. Okay? We have heard nothing this entire fucking time. This entire time, all we have been doing is asking. Every time Rise posts anything on their TikTok, on their Instagram, on their Twitter, on their freaking, all that you will see if you go to the comments, everyone's like, this is so cute, but Rise is 7. Rise of 7. As a reminder, Rise of 7. You will see Rise of 7 everywhere in the fucking comments because people want to know. People want to remind SM that he belongs in that group and what they're doing is not okay. But also, when we want to make sure that SM doesn't do what they normally do, which is just wait till it's forgotten because that's what SM likes to do. And also, people are like, where's Sunghoon or Sunghan? Why is Sunghan not in here? Why, like, people will make these comments like this would have been better if it was 7 people instead of 6. Like, people will make those comments. And that's not trying to be disrespectful or dismiss the other members. It's just, you have to understand SM as a company. As someone who is an XOL, and EXO is my alt group, seeing the horrendous mistreatment, the horrendous lack of protection against artists that we have had to deal with as XOLs towards the EXO members is god awful. It is horrible what the members have gone through in the past and what are still going through to this day. And to see that now happening with another brand new fucking group that had only released 4 singles and they hadn't really officially had like their album hadn't even come out yet or nothing. They just had like one like mini kind of like dance performance, like half a dance performance and like 3 songs in MVs. That's it. That's all they had done before all this started happening. So seeing and knowing all the shit that they've done in the past, because this is what SM does. A controversy happens. They make the member apologize, even if they've done nothing wrong. They make the member apologize and they put them on hiatus. And they wait and wait and wait and wait and wait some more for time to pass, hoping that enough time has passed for people to kind of like calm down and maybe forget about it all, and then they'll figure out what to do after that. Okay? That's what SM likes to do. They like to sweep things under the rug and hope that the rest is all forgotten. They don't actually like to deal with anything or actually handle anything. I don't know if they even know what that's like. They like to say that they're dealing with stuff. They like to say that they're handling stuff, but they don't. Case in point, my beautiful alt bias Chanyeol had horrible malicious rumors spread about him a few years back. Okay? Instead of the company standing up and doing what they need to do, he kind of just stopped posting, just kind of went MIA, which is typical SMMO. This is what they do. And when they finally found out and figured out like who it was that started the malicious rumors and spreading everything, he had to sue them himself with his own money. Oh, SM sure made the announcement that they were pursuing legal action months later after hearing nothing. After hearing not a fucking word of support, not a fucking word of anything regarding their artist, nothing, just radio silence, which is what they do, not any support whatsoever. He finally takes action and pursues legal action against these people, and SM makes the announcement that they're pursuing legal action. I'm just like the audacity and the balls. And the reason why is because he had gone into the military. He went to the military, and so he couldn't say all the things he needed to say himself because he was in the military. But he's the one who initiated the legal proceedings and stuff like that, who initiated the legal action against it. And so SM's the one that made the announcement on his behalf because he was in the military. So it looks like SM is the one who was handling and doing all of it when it wasn't. It was him himself. Because his company wasn't protecting him. His company wasn't saying shit. They weren't updating the fans, nothing. Just like our beautiful boy Chen. Chen announced at the beginning of 2021. 2021? I think it was the beginning of 2021. Pretty sure. That he was engaged to be married, and that he's been with his girlfriend for a while now, and it happened. It was the beginning of 2021, I thought. Oh no, you're right. Beginning of 2020. You're right. I'm dumb. Don't listen to me. Yeah, beginning of 2020. I am recording this live stream right now. I will be reposting it. It'll be a post called The Second Sip, which I post everything regarding the tea, so that if you missed this and it happens to get taken down, it will still be reposted, okay? So don't worry if you've missed the beginning. I will be posting this probably tomorrow. It's either Sunday or Monday. I end up posting The Second Sip, so that way if you missed it, you can still go back. No worries. So he announced that he had been with his girlfriend for a while. He loves her a lot and he wants to marry her. And so basically it's the first time we found out, oh my God, he has a girlfriend, and he's had a girlfriend for a while now. So much so he wants to marry this girl. Oh my God, that's amazing. That's beautiful. And then he says, during the process of preparing for the wedding, they then find out she's now pregnant. And so not only is he getting married, they're actually going to have a child. So he announced kind of both at the same time, which most sane XOLs were so happy for him. So happy for him. What a beautiful thing. Just so incredibly happy for them. And then you have the Psycho Delulus who say that he does not deserve to be in the group anymore, that he has ruined the group's reputation. Literally, these Psycho Delulus are saying that Chen, because he has a girlfriend that he is in love with and he's going to be marrying her and they're going to start a family, that because of that, he has ruined the group's reputation. Let's think about that for a second. So we want them to sing about love. We want them to do all of the things. We want them to sincerely talk about and sing these love songs and talk about all of that. But you don't actually want them to have that. You don't actually want them to experience that. You don't actually want them to feel those things or have those thoughts. They're not allowed to be human. They're only allowed to do what you feel they should do for your entertainment. And date you. They're allowed to date you, just not anyone else. That's the only way it's okay, right? There's something wrong with you if you think that way. That's not normal. You have developed a god-awful parasocial relationship with your idol, and you need to take a step back and reevaluate life. And I'm not being sarcastic. I am being 100% genuinely serious when I say that. That's not okay. So, these people went so far as to actually threaten, like, death threats against his fiance and his unborn child. Death threats. People posting stuff online saying if he ever sees that woman or that child in public, they'll throw acid on them. Literally, people are saying this on social media. Talking about throwing acid on a child and his wife if they ever see him in public. All of these horrible things are being said about this woman and their child and Chen himself, about how he's this horrible, horrible person and how he needs to be a man and just focus on being a father, and he needs to leave EXO. He doesn't deserve to be an idol anymore because he has a family. I'm like, can we make that make sense? Because actors have a job and a family. Why would that not be the same for idols? And I said this a long time ago, but let me remind people that the entire year prior to his announcement, he held 2 different concerts with EXO CBX. They released an album for EXO CBX early in 2019. They held a concert like in the springtime and another concert during the fall, if I'm not wrong. They also he released a solo album in the fall, a summer, fall-ish time. He released a solo album, so he was working on a solo album that whole time as well. EXO also had a comeback in 2019 with the Don't Fight This Feeling, or Don't Fight This Feeling. What? Don't Mess Up My Tempo. Why did I say Don't Fight This Feeling? Don't Mess Up My Tempo. That's the wrong album. Anyway, with the, no, it was, yeah. Don't Mess Up My Tempo. It was Obsession? Sorry. Don't Mess Up My Tempo was 2018. The Obsession album, my bad. I'm getting my timelines messed up. They had a comeback with the Obsession album later that year, which means he was also recording and working on the Obsession album along with his solo album, and he was also touring with EXO-CBX. And then they also had an EXO concert that fall and that winter as well. All of that was happening, and he was still able to fuck his girlfriend at the same time. Bitch can multitask. Let me tell you, he is good at multitasking, honey, because he got her pregnant and was able to do all of his duties as an idol all at the same time. So don't say that he shouldn't be an idol because he needs to focus on that when clearly this man is really good at multitasking, okay? And also clearly has a supportive partner who understands his work schedule, okay? So if he can do all of that leading up to announcing that he's getting married and having a child, what makes you think he can't do his job? Because what you're saying doesn't make any sense. He can clearly still do his job. So all of these horrible things are still being said about Chen. People are outside SM building protesting the removal of him from the group, sending trucks, protesting his removal from the group, the whole 9 yards. All of the bullshit that you see currently was also happening back in 2020 to Chen about the removal of him from EXO because he doesn't deserve to be there. He betrays EXO, blah, blah, blah. So all of that's happening. So much so that by the fall of that next year, Chen decides to go to the military a couple years earlier than he actually needs to. Because why not? It's not like SM's going to allow him to release anything anytime soon. It's not like he probably wants to release anything anytime soon with everything that's going on. And if he's going to have to miss years of his child's life because he's going to be in the military, at least get it out of the way now, so that way you can spend more quality time with your child as they're growing up and they're going to remember those moments as opposed when they're a baby and they're not going to remember those moments. You know what I mean? So he decided to go ahead and leave early and go into the military. By the time he got back from the military, it was better, but there was still some hate there. There was still hate there for sure. Better than it was, but there was still definitely hate there from the Delulu fans that still wanted him out of the group. So throughout this entire time, yeah, and talk about multitasking, he got his wife pregnant again with baby number 2 while in the military. So, honey, he can multitask. He said, hold up, let me go home on the weekend and do what I gotta do. So he can very much take care of his family while doing the things that he needs to do for his job. That is very clear. Props to Chen. He is a great multitasker. Okay? Yeah, exactly. That's another thing. We did get, before he went into the military, he did release, he released a music video, and we were so excited because we thought this was going to be the start of his comeback, and then he went into the military. That is true. Yeah, we were all very sad when we realized he released it, and then he made the announcement that he was leaving to go to the military. So anyway, I'm telling you all of this because I need you guys to understand the severity of all of that, between the rumors about him, between the rumors about Chanyeol, all of that, okay? Because throughout that entire thing, SM did nothing. These online bullies literally threatening the life of a child and a woman, threatening him for betraying them, saying these horrible things online, all the online bullying, all the online hate, all the death threats, all of it. SM didn't do shit. They just allowed it to happen for months and for years at this point, let's be real. They don't do shit to protect their artists. Lucas, that hate has gone on still to this day. It's been like 3 fucking years, and Lucas still gets hate to this day because SM swept the shit under the rug, never clarified a fucking thing, and just hoped that it would like go away, and it hasn't gone away. You didn't clarify shit, so because you don't clarify shit, people want to try to make up more shit because you're not gonna clarify what's the lies and what's the truth because you never say shit. So it's just awful. So you have to understand the history behind, and this is just me talking about EXO. That's not about all the other bullshit that NCT has had to deal with, that SHINee has had to deal with, that Super Junior has had to deal with, that Red Velvet has had to deal with, that SNSD has had to deal with, that freaking FX has had to deal with. That's not including all of their other artists that have also gone through the bullshit that they have gone through over the years and that SM did nothing about. This is just me giving you examples about EXO because that's what I know the most about, because they're my old group. Okay? You have to understand that TVXQ, yes, thank you. You have to understand that SM has a horrible history of not protecting their artist. They don't do shit to protect their artist. So with this happening to Sunghan and the level that it's gone to, which I will continue to talk about, we'll bring it back to the current subject at hand, which is Sunghan and Rise. I just needed to segue and make sure you understood some of the history. If you didn't know some of those things before, I needed to segue and talk about that history so you understood the severity of shit that's gone on, and just a couple of examples of the shit that's gone on in the past that they just did nothing about. Nothing. So this isn't a surprise to us who have dealt with this already for years from SM. It's gotten to the point where we're fucking done. We are fucking done with dealing with SM. It's like, well, this is just what they do. No. This isn't okay. And it needs to stop. It's got to fucking stop. It has to stop. Because, as you can see, it hasn't stopped, and now it's progressing. And it's progressing horribly. Let's get into that now. So, last week, I think it was last week, we get the announcement, finally, after, 10 months? 11 months? I don't even fucking know how long it's been. Almost a fucking year. After 10 or 11 months of Sunghan being on hiatus and us getting literally nothing, no information, nothing from SM this entire time regarding Sunghan, his activities, his hiatus status, what's happening, what's the decision, what the fuck is going on, when's he coming back, is he going to be part of the next comeback, is he not going to be part of the next comeback, all of this without getting nothing for over 10 months. We finally get an announcement from SM, an official announcement from SM letting us know Sunghan will resume activities as a part of Rise to become a full 7-member group once again. Finally, after 10 months of nothing, we finally get the information that so many of us have been dying to hear. Because ultimately, he never should have been put on hiatus to begin with. He did nothing wrong. All of the other lies were bullshit. Let him be back with his fucking group and let him pursue his dreams of being an idol. He is an amazing dancer. He is an amazing singer. And he's fucking gorgeous. And he performs amazingly. Let him do what he does. Let him work. He deserves to. He's done nothing wrong. And so we were So freaking, exactly. The group literally gained followers and had their biggest streaming day. There you go. So excited. So excited. Um, with that, Sunghan wrote a letter. And part of SM's announcement when they announced that they were going to do the comeback, they said they talked very long with the other members. They said, "Oh, yeah, we apologize for not saying anything to you." Yeah, like you fucking actually care whether you actually said something to us or not. Anyway, they said that they talked, had many conversations and about the decisions on how to move forward as a group with Rise. They themselves said that they felt going forward, especially with the plans for the future and the next comeback, it would be more meaningful as a group of 7 than a group of 6, and how they really felt that they wanted the group together as a whole as 7 for the future of Rise. They really want them all together. 7, the members want this. The members fought for this. They were excited about it, about finally being back together as 7, as a family. And Sunghan's going to come back. Sunghan also wrote a letter saying that he, felt bad for, his past actions, which I fucking hate. Sorry, but I hate that. I hate when an idol apologizes when they've done nothing wrong. That, once again, feeds into the fact that, like, if you say I'm sorry for XYZ when you actually did do nothing wrong, you're making it seem as though the fans are right about feeling upset at you. If you've done nothing wrong, you have nothing to apologize for. Don't fucking say I'm sorry. Do not give them that. If you give them that, they feel justified that you did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's so frustrating. So anyway, I'm sure SM told him he has to write an apology letter and, talking about his return. So, of course, he writes a letter apologizing for his past actions, says that he will, make sure to, think about the things that he does going forward, blah, 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 bullshit, not bullshit, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he says the things that he needs to say, but he's also super sincere in his letter as well, talking about how, he really thought long and hard about this, but ultimately, him and his members really want to be back together, and he's very excited, blah, 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 blah. Okay? He released that statement. 2 days pass. In those 2 days, you have a very, very loud and wealthy minority of people who are OT6 Rise fans, basically saying that they just want the 6 of them. They do not want Sunghan back in this group. Unfortunately, this group has a lot of money, and because of that, they're very loud and entitled. Okay? Very loud, very entitled group that are pissed because they're not getting what they want. They're not getting OT6. It's now OT7, and they are pissed. So they are bombarding Weverse with god-awful, horrific messages, death threats against Sunghan. Wonbin, another member of the group, Wonbin sees some of this backlash. Obviously, it's the minority. It's the minority. Sees this backlash and goes on his Instagram, I think it is, or wherever it was that he posted. Basically, maybe it was Bubble, I don't remember. Posted a post talking about how they made this decision as a team, how the team fought to have him back, how he was so excited to be able to talk about how they don't have to hide how they feel, and they were so excited, Weverse, they were so excited to be able to talk about him once again and post things together, all of that stuff. People then started attacking Wonbin, saying that if he really feels that way, then it can just be OT5 and he can leave with Sunghan as well. Clearly showing that they really don't give a fuck about the members. They only care about what they want. They do not care about the fact that all of the members want this. They fought to have this, and they want their brother, their family back in that group with them. They don't care. they then started turning on Wanbin because he made a post in support of the decision to have Sunghan back. So now Wanbin's now getting attacked. Wanbin ends up deleting the post because of the backlash on his post. Once again, it's the minority of actual people, but because these people are literally jobless, they have all day to create 50 million accounts and hate from 50 million accounts. Yeah, Adrian, but we're talking 2 days here. So anyway, so in those 2 days, Sunghan and the group and different members of the group now are continuing to get horrific online bullying, horrific messages, death threats, the whole 9 yards. Horrible things being said to them. Now, although the actual physical amount of people are the minority, once again, because they're jobless, there's 50 million accounts. So all of these horrible messages are coming from various accounts and places. And remember, these people are very wealthy, clearly. Apparently, 2 days worth of online bullying and hate, that wasn't enough for these people. These people then decide on day 2 that they're going to send funeral wreaths. I'm sure everyone here has heard about it. They're going to send funeral wreaths to the SM building. They had to get permits from the city in order to have these funeral wreaths outside on public property. This is part of the thing that I needed to understand, and I researched and I looked more into, because I didn't understand why the fuck SM didn't. I was pissed. So it's like, why the fuck would SM not fucking take the shit down? Apparently, they pulled permits and got permission from the city to put these wreaths outside on public property. SM couldn't take it down because that would be destruction of someone else's property at that point. So that's the only defending of SM I will do here, is SM couldn't take them down even if they wanted to, because it was actually public property on the sidewalk outside of SM's building that they had no rights to. If it would have been put on SM's property, then they would have had a right to take it down. But it wasn't put on SM's property. It was put right outside of SM's property where the public property line was, which they got permits for and got approval from the city to put these wreaths up. Okay? So these wreaths are funeral wreaths. What you would send to a funeral when someone passes away, with horrible messages written on these wreaths with Sunghan's name, R.I.P., telling him, to basically just, why don't you just die already? Like, all of these horrible things written on these wreaths. Horrible, horrific things. I think a couple of them even might have had like his picture on it as well. Sunghan returns to the SM building. Clearly, what am I trying to say? Sorry, I'm starting to get scatterbrained a little bit here. It's late. It's like 1:15 in the morning here. So the amount of funeral wreaths, some people say there were 300 funeral wreaths. Some people say there were 1,000 funeral wreaths. All I know is it was a lot. Even if it was only 300, do you understand how large these funeral wreaths are? Larger than like a person. They're taller than a person. They're bigger. They're on these big, huge triangle stands. They're huge. Even if it was only 300 that was sent. Do you understand how many 300 of these things are? It's insane. Yeah, one of them said something like condolences to Sunghan's family for his sudden death. Like, how disgusting of a person are you to write something like that? Yeah, about 1,000 of them at $90 per wreath. We're talking around $90,000. $90,000. For context, my house I purchased for $105,000. Okay? That's just for context. Okay? I got a great deal on my house, by the way. Anyway, so it's just insane if you put it into that type of perspective how much money they used just to bully someone. Literally sending funeral wreaths, death threats, bullying, malicious comments, all the whole 9 yards. Okay? Sorry, one second. Okay. Sorry. Horrible thing. Also, I think someone else mentioned, can you imagine the person who actually needed flowers for their loved one's funeral that day probably told that, I'm sorry, we don't have any flowers for you because someone bought everything we had to go bully someone? Like, I mean, it's actually insane. So now these funeral wreaths are posted up outside of the SM building. These OT6 fans are so proud of themselves, so happy, so excited, so proud of themselves, right? Sunghan goes back to the SM building and I guess starts having a conversation with SM. I don't know if SM convinced him or if they made him feel like a burden to his members. I don't exactly know. All I know is that Rise, the 6 members of Rise, were in a fucking airplane in the sky traveling to their next destination that they had to go to for some like fan event / concert thing or whatever they had to do. Okay? They're in the air, in an airplane, unable to be spoken to or gotten a hold of because they're in the fucking airplane. Okay? When SM announced that Sunghan has decided that SM and Sunghan together have decided that it's in the best interest for Rise that he leave the group. And that was Sunghan's decision to leave the group because it's in the best interest for Rise and his members. 2 days after it was announced that he was back, we got 2 days. And those 2 days were spent fighting OT6 people and trying to defend this man against these horrible people. Sunghan then leaves the SM building. And as he leaves the building, he sees all the wreaths that have these horrible, god-awful messages on them. Wishing him death, condolences to his family, all of it. He has to walk past that and he sees it all. There's videos of him just kind of like hands in his hair, just so upset, like visibly so upset, like at seeing everything that's there. You then have these, everyone saying it was him. I have no idea. The only reports I've ever heard is that it was him who walked by and saw everything. I don't know. You then have these OT6 people that are so proud of what they've done. They are so happy with the fact that they were able to bully a member out of a group that they didn't want him in and get what they wanted. They are so proud of themselves. So much so that they take pictures in front of the funeral wreath smiling with like the 6 up. They are doing TikTok dances in front of the funeral wreaths, literal TikTok dances, dancing and all happy and excited in front of all these funeral wreaths. These people have no fucking shame. Disgusting. You had fans and supporters that were OT7 come and try to knock down these wreaths. There were people, OT6 people, posted up standing them right back up the second someone tries to knock them down, standing them right back up to make sure that they stayed up. They stayed up for days, because SM, and not, I don't even know if they would, but because no one was taking them down. I did see, thank God, some OT7 people going by with scissors. And at least if the wreaths are up, that's one thing, but those horrible banners that say all those horrible things, they were going by and they were cutting those horrible banners of like, fine, you want your wreaths up, fine, but you're not saying this bullshit. So I saw OT7 fans going by and cutting down at least the banners from the wreaths, and I think finally the wreaths were taken down by people. But they stayed up for days. Those wreaths stayed up, and it was awful. Fans ended up taking down good. Well, I'm sure once it was all said and done, the people didn't, the OT6ers ended up not caring anymore because they got what they wanted done. Excuse me. So, since then, there's now been an uproar because, as I said last year, you let these psychos win, they will continue. You have now just given them ammunition. You have now just allowed them to think that they can control shit because they buy albums. I spent money on you. I should be able to control you like a little doll, like a little robot, and I get to control what you can and can't do. That's literally how they think. And you just proved that they're allowed to think that way because you gave in to their demands. And their demands for what? Because Sunghoon decided to have a girlfriend when he was a teenager? Because Sunghan decided to have a girlfriend when he was a teenager, he doesn't deserve to be an idol? Even just me saying that sentence is fucking crazy. Like, what? It doesn't make sense. It's actually insane for someone to think that way. That's the craziest sentence. I'm sorry. You had a girlfriend as a teenager? Oh yeah, we can't have you in this group. Sorry. You're not allowed to pursue dreams and be an idol. Doesn't matter how talented you are. You're not allowed to have dreams and be an idol because you had a girlfriend when you were a teenager. What? The fuck is wrong with you? So, since then, all of the OT7 Rise are just protesting online. Online, outside of the SM building, everything. It was all before debut, Joy. When he was a teenager, all before he even debuted in an idol group, he had a girlfriend. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Adrian, for going back to that. So, this decision, his announcement of him leaving, was all made while the rest of the Rise members were in a plane in the sky. Once they landed and were able to turn off their airplane mode and got flooded with everything going on, that's how they found out. That's how the rest of the 6 members found out that he withdrew from the group when they landed in that plane before they had to go to their next event. They're seen exiting like the airport, like getting off the plane, exiting. Like Sohee, like the main vocalist in the group, was shown like crying in the airport. Like, this is not okay, guys. Not okay. Clearly, his members wanted him there. They were devastated. They were so upset at the news that, and they're probably confused as fuck. Like, what the fuck happened? Last thing we knew, he was part of the group again. What the fuck happened while we were in the air flying? What the hell's going on? It is awful. They couldn't even be there for Sunghan. They have no idea what was said to him, what happened, nothing, because they weren't there. It's so shitty and so shady. So since then, OT7 supporters are obviously trying their best to combat this, to protest this, and we're done. Not SM. Yeah, fans of SM groups that have been around for years, we're done. We're sick of the bullshit of SM not protecting their artists. It has been too many years. It has been too many. There's been lives taken. It has been too many years for SM to continue to this day to sit around and not do shit to protect their artists. It's too much. And we're done. We're fucking over it. So at this point, what can you do to a company who refuses to listen to any fans other than the toxic, loud ones who have money? What do you do? How do you make them listen? Because at this point, you've allowed these horrible, toxic fans to control your decisions. That's what you've just allowed. And if that's the way it goes, what are we doing here? Why are we even being fans of groups when anything could be taken out from underneath them in a split second because you will do nothing to protect them? You can't even be comfortable being a fan at that point because you can't trust the company to do what's right. It's not worth it. You know what I mean? Because it's a little scary, right? So at this point, what can you do other than try to boycott? Maybe if people boycotted, maybe they'd finally get it. And that's what's going on right now. So right now, we have a shit ton of trucks protesting this, asking for Rise to be back as 7. We have a ton of people protesting outside of SM about Rise being 7. We have people who have, like, thousands of people who have unfollowed Rise on their social medias so that they can see the huge drastic drop. Actually, I don't think I've unfollowed yet. I don't want to unfollow. But you have to do something to make a statement. You can still go check their social media. Every day you can check it if you want to. But you have to unfollow to make the statement. They have to see those numbers drop, or else it doesn't matter. They have to see these numbers drop, okay? So those are the things that people are trying to do to get SM to pay attention so that they can see those toxic K-pop fans, those toxic K fans that are doing this are not the majority at all whatsoever. The majority are here and we're pissed. We are fucking pissed. They have gone down. They have lost 500,000 followers across all platforms, Adrian said. Yeah. They gained a bunch when they announced that he was back, and overall they've lost over 500,000. 500,000 people. Because we're trying to get them to understand that this isn't it. Like, you just can't continue to do this. You just can't continue to do this shit. It's not acceptable, and we're done standing by and just watching it happen. We're fucking done. Protect your damn artists. I'm going to look at some screenshots. I have so many screenshots about this. So let me pull up some of these screenshots, okay? One second, guys. One second. We have, sorry, it's a ton of pictures of a tree on my house from the hurricane. Sorry, I'm trying to scroll past a bunch of crap. you have these psychos that are still online. This was earlier this week, right? You have these psychos that are still online that are literally saying, yeah, to be honest, I don't really think the members' opinions are that important. I just wanted to see Sunghan leave, even if the sky falls. I don't care. He needs to leave. When will I be able to demand my legitimate rights from SM? When will my demands as a consumer be accepted? I, who spent money because I don't like the crap that's going on. Like, that's the mentality of these people. They feel because they are a consumer who have purchased their and supported their group and purchased materials for their group, they have a right to dictate what happens in the group. That's literally the mentality of these people. Okay? Those are the type of people you're going against when you're trying to combat this crap, right? So all of these people are, all of the fans are trying to protest. We're hashtagging SM supports bullies, hashtagging Rises 7, hashtagging Sunghan deserves better, hashtagging all kinds of, all the hashtags are hashtagging, okay? The hashtags have been trending for days, you know? Exactly. These are human beings, not puppets for your enjoyment. Exactly. Yeah. So, since then, thank God, so many people are finally understanding the severity of the precedent that has now been set because of SM's actions. You have now set a precedent showing that a fan can act in a toxic way and you will give in to those demands as long as they put up enough of a fuss. You have now set that precedent. And that's a very scary thing to do, because these fans will act in this behavior and worse, okay? And you have to understand, this is bigger than Rise. This is bigger than Rise. This can happen to any group at any time if you allow it. And because one of the big companies allowed it, what makes you think that other companies won't allow it too? Even smaller companies, if anything, because they have more to lose than a big company, right? So this is not about Rise. This isn't about Sunghan. This is about us standing up for what's right and the companies being held responsible and doing the right thing as well. That's what this is about. This is not just Rise and Sunghan. This is K-pop. And exactly, this is something that affects the entire industry. Exactly. Who knows how far this will go if fans are being shown that this kind of behavior is allowed. Exactly. So, thank God we have companies that agree with us. Thank God. We have Eve Pink K-pop has announced that they will stop stocking and carrying Rise's albums going forward. We have Sub K Shop announcing they will stop carrying Rise's products going forward because they do not support the bullying that has occurred with that group. We have how 200, thank you, so I don't have to keep reading these names. 260 K-pop shops that people place pre-orders with, shops that stock and carry and order all of these Rise albums for people to purchase, have announced that they will stop carrying Rise's albums to join in on the boycott to stop this type of behavior from continuing to happen. Vinny, I agree 100%. So, I agree with that too. The other one about, yeah, just because we're international fans and we're not physically there doesn't mean that we don't have a voice. International fans make up so much more of the majority than the Korean fan base does. It's insane. And the fact that they won't listen to us just because we're not Korean, I think is utter bullshit. Because ultimately, we're the ones that are lining your pockets as a company. We're the ones that spend the most money for your groups. And it's just ridiculous that they won't recognize that. Anyway, we also find out it's released that there was such a small amount of people that were involved in this wreath boycott situation. Such a small amount of people were actually involved in the purchasing of those wreaths. It was all spearheaded by like one person, and several other OT6ers got involved on that as well. And maybe like 30 people were maybe involved in that. Such a small amount that were actually involved in that whole process. But because they made such a loud statement, even though they're a very big minority, they made such a loud statement. They got what they wanted, and that is actually crazy. So we have over 300,000 people that have signed a petition saying that they want Seunghan back in the group. But yet you have a fraction of that who want him out. And that's who you're listening to? You have now lost over 500,000 followers over multiple social media platforms. You have... Sorry, I just completely lost my mind for a second there. You have over 260 K-shops boycotting your album as well. And you have done nothing. You haven't... I read between 80 to 150 were behind the Flowers OT6 plan. I read 30, so that's 80 to 150 seems more accurate based on the money that was spent. That still being said, 150 people max, 150, as opposed to 300,000 who are petitioning to get him back. Like, make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. We also have, yeah, exactly. 150, that's like less than some of these group orders that people put together. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually crazy. One second, let me scroll. This is just talking about Wanbin's post. And what, did I have something on my finger? I just itched my eye, now it's stinging. Did I have something on my finger? Ow. Ow. I wonder if I had some of that sour stuff on my finger from the little sour candy that I ate earlier. Oh my god. Ow, that really hurt just now. So yeah, so obviously they were in the air when they found out the news. They landed. They had to still do their event that they were flying to go do. The way that they looked so miserable performing and like waving, like half of them didn't have smiles on their face. The ones that did have smiles on their face were like though that smile was not reaching their eyes. They were not happy to be there. They were pissed. They were pissed off. But they had a job to do. So they did their job, but you could tell they were not happy. They were fucking upset. They were miserable. But they still had a job to do, so they still did it. But you could tell they weren't fucking happy with it. We also have, one second. In the midst of all this, SM makes an announcement that they've officially terminated their contract with Taeil. And of course, all of the comments on that announcement is, dang, they kicked out that Rise dude faster than this one. And not them kicking out Seunghan, but giving this MF for some kind of respect in the meantime. Poor Seunghan had to deal with so much shit, but this guy just gets off easy. Like, that's literally all of the comments in that Taeil announcement. Because it's true, though. Like Seunghan has gone through, like, such hell in misery over the last 10 months. People are sending him death threats and giving him condolences to his family. They're not even acting that way with someone who has an actual criminal charges against them for R-wording a woman. They're not even behaving that way towards someone who actually committed a horrendous crime. These fans aren't even acting that way about that person. But yet you're going to send funeral wreaths for someone who had a girlfriend pre-debut? What is wrong with you? That's actually crazy. Like, that's actually crazy. Also, we're finally starting to see artists themselves speaking out. And let me tell you, when I say I'm going to need more artists to also speak out in regard to this entire situation. Lee Took from Super Junior, which is also an older SM group. He has seen all the bullshit that's gone on with SM throughout the years. So he posted and said, "What happened to Ryza Sunghan and the group as a whole is heartbreaking, and it's extremely unfortunate." Oh, sorry, he reposted. Sorry. Someone else posted this. He reposted it, obviously showing that he agrees. So someone posted and said, "What happened to Ryza Sunghan and the group as a whole is heartbreaking, and it's extremely unfortunate how SM and even artists in general always prioritize Korean fan wishes, which is actually just a reminder that nothing has changed, and this happened to Henry Lau in 2007, and it's happening again now." Someone posted that, and Lee Took from Super Junior reposted it, showing that clearly they agree. They've seen this shit happen to them and their members throughout the years, and seen SM stand by and do nothing about it. And the artists are sick of it too. Sick of it. We also have Jay, or Eej, whatever you want to call him, formerly from Day 6. You know, I love Jay. I love his voice. I reacted to his solo stuff. He literally flat out said that they should be tried for attempted murder. Bottom line. You literally sent funeral wreaths with condolences to his family, and on those funeral wreaths basically telling him that he needs to go off himself or that he might as well just die already. You're saying these things to this man who is alive. You are trying to push him into making a horrible decision due to your bullying. So yeah, I'm sorry, I agree with him 100%. They should be tried for attempted murder. Their actions are trying to push someone to make a horrible decision. He said, he said, this is what he said. "The funeral flowers were disgusting. The same people who sent them will be the first ones online mourning the tragic outcome they fought for. God forbid tragedy occurs, but I've been on that side before, and it was close. I can't imagine the trauma that it would cause someone that young. Anyone involved in the flowers should be tried for attempted murder because that's what it was." Facts. 100%. I could not agree with that more. And I'm so glad that even if it's a former idol, he's still an artist to this day. And he's been on the side of hate and bullying. He's been there, he's done that, he has seen the nasty side of it. And so he gets it. He knows what it's like. And he's 100% true. 100% true. I then saw something that it's not funny, but it's so accurate and sad that it just makes you kind of want to cry because it is so accurate. Obviously, everyone's like, all of these fandoms need to join in on this boycott. All of the fandoms need to join in on the boycott. Someone posts and says, "XOLs, please consider joining the boycott by not buying EXO Season's Greetings this year. We're making a call to all SM fandoms." We're like, honey, EXO doesn't even have a Season's Greetings this year. SM's are already boycotting it for us. It's so sad. SM hates EXO. We don't even have a season's greetings to help with the boycott of not purchasing it. We're SM's redheaded stepchild at this point. SM fucking hates EXO. They treat the members like shit. They always have. They give them bare minimum. We're at the point where they're not even giving us a season's greetings at this point. Who knows? Maybe it'll come out in the next couple months, but we're already halfway through October, and there ain't no season's greetings announced yet, honey. The EXO, SM hates EXO. They're punishing us because Baekhyun, Chen, Schumann, and Dio decided to leave SM as solo artists. They're only with them for EXO activities. And SM's pissed. And so who gets punished? The members and the fans get punished. That's who gets punished. It's actually, yeah, we got one last year, and it was a misprint that says Stevens greetings. We couldn't even get it spelled properly. They don't give a fuck about us. So we would love to actively participate in the boycott, but that's not happening because they won't give us anything. I don't even think we're supposed to have a Christmas album. I don't think that's happening. Okay. Yeah, so there's that. So love that they tried to get us involved, but there was nothing we could help you with and do for you because we're already being punished, honey. Anyway, so yeah. Let's see. What else is there? Is there anything else that I have screenshotted? Because all I know is at this point, I think that's it for my screenshots. So all I know is at this point, we have all of this stuff happening, all these boycotts happening, all of these fandoms trying to join in on this bullshit, in these like boycotts and just trying to spread the word of how this is not okay behavior and no one should be standing for this activity or for these types of decisions. No one should be accepting of these. And remember when I said that SM doing this will set a precedent, a very, very dangerous precedent going forward, because if you give the Lulu Psycho fans an inch, honey, they will take a mile. They will take that inch you give them and they will do everything they can with that inch and then turn it into a mile and think that they have every right to, because that's, obviously they're right. Obviously their demands are not unreasonable because they were met. They got what they wanted. So if they do it with one, oh honey, they're going to try it with others. So we currently have right now happening that people have now sent funeral wreaths to Hybe Entertainment with Suga, Yoongi, Augusty, whatever name you would like to call him by, with his name on them, now demanding removal of Yoongi, aka Suga, from BTS. That is now currently happening because they got what they want. Why would they not get what they want again? Yeah, all over his little scooter incident that was cleared up. Lies were spread about that. So many lies were spread about that. The actual real video came out and you saw that it was exactly how they said in their statement, other than the fact that they called it a kickboard and it wasn't a kickboard. Everything else they said in their statement was accurate. So Suga did not lie in the statement he said. SM misspoke by calling it a kickboard, but that was it. Everything else that they said was accurate. But lies were spread about him and it was blown up out of proportion. That being said, he was taken to court over it. He was fined for it, or not taken into questioning, I should say. He was taken into questioning over it, and he was made to pay a pretty hefty fine given the severity of the situation, which was nothing. He was made to pay a fine, and he paid that fine. Did I say SM? What did I say wrong? Did I misspeak? I probably might have misspoke. Who knows? Who knows? Oh, I said SM called it. I said SM called it a scooter. Sorry. Hybe called it a scooter. Called it a kickboard. My bad. Hybe called it a kickboard. I didn't mean to say SM. I've been on saying SM this whole time. Hybe called it a kickboard, which they should not have because it wasn't a kickboard. It was a scooter. Either way, everything else that they said was accurate. That being said, I'm sorry. Just like EXO did not give in to the demands of Delulu fans when they tried to kick out Chen, because Chen, we're talking about a very established group here, a very popular and a very established group. And Chen is the main vocalist, and he means so much to his members. He means so much to the fans, and they're a family. And just like it didn't work when they tried to kick out Chen, it's not gonna work to try to. I don't give a fuck how many fucking wreaths these bitches buy. Suga ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. That's personally my opinion. Because how they're moving and how they're behaving is actually psychotic. And we know the one thing that BTS does not stand for are bullies. They have written about it in many a ciphers. They have written about it in many a songs. They do not stand for people trying to bully them out of doing this or that or whatever. They stand up for themselves. They always have. And I think they always will. And let me tell you right now, if RM wasn't in the military currently, I can't imagine. I can't. I could imagine him going on live on Instagram and saying all kinds of shit. Or exactly, RM would go the fuck off. Like these people who are sending these tune words clearly do not know their group. Clearly. And they may not even be actual like fans that are like OT6 army. They could just be like aunties that just want to see like the fall of BTS. Who fucking knows? But you clearly don't understand the dynamic of BTS or how much they are a family or how pissed off you doing what you're doing is probably making RM. The way RM would go off on live and tell you guys off and put you in your place, I'm sorry. Like, he would be pissed. He shared lyrics on Instagram story that people think are about Sunghan. I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, he wasn't even on the road. He was on a sidewalk going the same pace as someone who would be walking beside him. He was going at the pace of someone walking, and he was on the sidewalk. Anyway. That's only if the person cares, Jana. You know? He posted lyrics from Groin. The world is full of bastards lyric. Nice. Anyway, so that is yeah, I've heard a lot of those OT7 songs. God, some of them are just god awful. Some of those OT7 songs are just their heart is in a right place. But good lord, those are awful. they're so bad. Oh, see, and this is why we're fans, not artists ourselves, because good lord, those were awful. But they have their heart in a right place, and that's what matters. Yeah, they're funny, but not good, that's for sure. But yeah. You're more than welcome to ask a question, no problem. So I think I'm pretty much at the end of my rant about this funeral wreath situation. The fact that this is way more than this is not about Rise at this point. This is not about Sunghan at this point, even though that's clearly what we're trying to fix and reverse and get him back in the group. It's so much bigger than that. And it clearly shows that it's so much bigger than that because they're trying to pull this same bullshit with BTS now. Because once again, you set a precedent. You did nothing Even to this day, has SM made any statement regarding these wreaths? Have SM said anything about the fact that they will not stand for this type of behavior towards one of their members or one of their artists, and that they will be finding out the identities of all involved in sending the wreaths and pursuing legal action against them? Have they said any of that? No. They have not once mentioned the wreaths. They sent some BS statement about how they're going to protect their artists. Bullshit. You're just trying to save face. That's all that is. You didn't mention any specifics. You didn't mention Sunghan. You just made a bullshit, like, generalized BS statement to try to save face because you see how bad. Oh, Mia, definitely. I've been talking about that for the last hour. So maybe even more than an hour. So you can always rewind this live stream and kind of go from the beginning of when I started. But I will also be reposting the tea time portion of this live stream. I'm already at like 2.5 hours. So I will still be reposting the tea time portion of this live stream. So if you've missed everything from the beginning, you can go back and either watch it when I repost it. My repost is going to be called The Second Sip. Or you can just rewind to the beginning and see it now. But yeah, I've been talking about it like this whole time. So what was I saying? Yeah, they have not once made an announcement about how they will actually be protecting Sunghan. They have not once made an announcement regarding the wreaths, regarding doing anything about that situation and going after the people who did that to their artist. And because of that, they are just allowing this type of disgusting behavior to happen, which means it will happen again. It will happen again, and nothing is being done to prevent it from happening because they aren't taking action against it. And once again, that is like the worst thing that you can do, because it'll just continue. It'll just continue until you put a stop to it, until you stand up and you make it known that like this type of behavior is not acceptable and it will never be acceptable, and and people will not be allowed to get away with it. Until you make that known, it's not going to happen. It'll continue to happen because you're allowing it to happen. Yep. Exactly, Kelsey. No, I agree with you. Um, yeah, Adrian, they made the same BS announcement that they make, and then they do nothing. They make that announcement to make people think, "Oh my God, yay! Finally, you're going to pursue legal action," and then they do nothing. Until they actually do something, I don't believe anything that they say. I don't believe anything SM says anymore, because they haven't proven themselves. They don't prove themselves. It's all words. It's all bullshit words. Exactly. They've had 10 months to do shit, and they've done nothing. Before that, they had how many months with Chen and his fiance and his unborn and then born child being threatened with death threats and like physical violence and like harm, and they did nothing to protect Chen and his family. Nothing. The entire Lucas situation, they've done nothing. When Chen Yol was put through it, they did nothing. Chen Yol had to sue them himself because SM did nothing. Yeah, exactly, Adrian. They're trying to save face. Exactly. They literally, because they've lost so many subscribers and all that stuff, their stocks in their company dropped. They literally, their stocks in the company dropped. They are losing money because of this. So what do? That's when they put out the statement. That's when they put out the statement. Because they realized, oh shit, this is affecting us. We got to say something here to try to like save us. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. No, they never announced that he left Super M. No. They just said he left Wavy. They didn't say he left Super M. Wavy and NCT. They never said anything about Super M, because technically you can, like, because SM is just artists in their company that are put together. He's still an artist in SM, so he can still be in Super M. You see what I'm saying? They pursue legal action until the poor underage person asks for forgiveness, and then they don't want to ruin their future. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Aaliyah. The wreaths aren't new, by the way. The funeral wreaths that are outside Hybe right now for Suga is like the fourth wave of these wreaths that have been sent. They were outside his literal home last month. By the way, the reason why they were outside his home last month is because the video of him falling off his scooter right outside of his front gate of his home was shown on television, on news outlets, everywhere. So he basically got doxxed. Um, yeah, he basically got doxxed. So now all the fans know where he lives. Great for him, huh? So because of that, I guess they're deciding to also put funeral wreaths outside of his home, outside of his front gate. Excuse me. But it's okay for the underage bullies to ruin their artists' lives and careers. Exactly. It's actually ridiculous. Excuse me. So, I think that's kind of where we're at with everything currently. So let's go ahead and talk about we've got to talk about a little bit of positivity here. Um, yeah, Leo, you can DM me. You can DM me. That's totally fine. Um, okay. So a little bit of positivity, just to kind of, that was a lot of shit that we just went through. So let's bring in some positivity, and focus on that for a little bit, so we can at least try to end this live on a happier, lighter note. Because although there's a lot of bullshit going on in K-pop, and I know that, like, before we go to positivity, hold on. Before we go to positivity, I just want to say that it's completely understandable for you to feel mentally exhausted and overwhelmed and helpless, in these types of situations. And it's you have every right to feel upset and to feel frustrated and to feel like there's nothing you can do, because you're just one person and they're not going to listen to you. And I get it. And there's so many people who are like, this makes me, I don't want to be involved in K-pop anymore. I don't even want to be a K-pop fan anymore if this is how it's going to be. If this is how the industry is, if this is how these companies are and they don't support the artists, I don't want to be a part of it anymore. And I get that. I understand that. I do get that. That being said, except in maybe like this type of situation where like you're trying to boycott to make a statement, in a regular situation, I don't necessarily think that, at least this is for me personally, this is how I feel. I love this music. I love the fact that K-pop involves any genre you can think of. I love the fact that I get so much variety from these amazingly talented people. I love the fact that, for the most part, their lyrics are really meaningful. And I appreciate that so much, especially compared to a lot of the music that's out there on the radio and all that crap. I appreciate these lyrics and how much they help people and they make people feel less alone. And I absolutely love the connection that, you know, that we get to feel with these artists that we love so much. And I love how much they share with us just as people. And I don't want to give that up. And I'm not going to give that up because I don't think it's fair to these beautiful artists, men and women, who have worked so hard for their dreams and to do something that they love so much, for it to be affected by some horribly toxic people out there, or by shitty companies, you know. um so I do get boycotts, and I do support that whole aspect. I completely understand that that needs to happen when it needs to happen, but in general, overall, that's not something I want to give up. I love K-pop. And I'm not saying I love, the industry of K-pop and the companies and what they try to do and how they manipulate the artist. And no, because it's not just that, and that's not what is going on everywhere. Yes, is that going on with some groups and some companies? Yes, but as a whole, no. And I do feel like, compared to how it was in a lot of aspects, K-pop has come a long way. Um, in some aspects, I feel like we're also kind of taking a couple steps back. But overall, I do feel like the industry itself has come a long way in a lot of different aspects. And I still think it needs to come even further. It needs to go even further. And if we don't fight for that, it's not going to get better. You know, back in the day, I feel like there was hardly any groups that had control over their own music and got to be involved in the writing process. They were just kind of told what to do. And that has changed. So many groups are now getting more and more involved in their actual writing process and production process, and that's beautiful to see. So things can change, things can get better. That being said, I'm going to fight for that to change, to continue changing and continue to get better. I'm not going to be complacent and just be like, well, whatever, like it's just so frustrating. I'm just going to go away and stop being a part of it, because that's not how you get anything done. Um me going away and deciding not to be a part of this anymore isn't going to do anything to actually help or change the situation, right? So now this doesn't mean that you need to be on social media arguing with people. No, that is where you're going to mentally tax yourself. Do the things that you need to do to support, to boycott, to do whatever you think is right, but try to leave it at that. Protect your mental health. Get off social media when you need to get off social media if it's becoming too much. You can still support your guys by just watching their music videos or listening to their songs and their lyrics, and maybe watching a reality show. You don't have to get on social media and look and listen to and read all of the horrible bullcrap that's happening on social media. That's not part of it. And it honestly shouldn't be part of it. So step back and step away from that if it's becoming too much. Because if you can get rid of the part that's stressing you out and just kind of hold on to the things that make you happy, like their music and them as people and their reality shows and, whatever, those types of things, hold on to that. Okay? It's okay if you need to step back. It's okay if it's too much. There's nothing wrong with that. Protect your mental health. So if you need to take a step back, take a step back. But don't abandon it if it's something that you actually do love. Because if you truly do love it, you won't let people to bully you into giving it up. Okay? Don't let people bully you into giving it up if it's something you truly love, if you truly enjoy it. You know, but that doesn't mean you can't take a step back for a second. You can take a step back for a second. But I just encourage you to still be happy with, you know, the things that make you happy in regards to K-pop. Hold on to those things, okay? Because personally, I think it's worth it. I hope you guys do too. Ultimately, K-pop still makes me happy. If I think about all of the things about K-pop that make me happy, that's worth so much more than the toxic BS that's going on. You know, so I hope that makes sense. Um, so, um, let me just check something real quick. Okay, I don't know. Okay, so, um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, positivity. Okay. Yeah, I know you had. Yeah, yeah, definitely get anxiety sometimes when opening social media for sure. Um, yeah, there's so much I feel like a lot of us have to be thankful for in regards to K-pop that I don't think the toxic BS that is happening is worth me giving up the joy that I have from it, you know. I did not, Aaliyah. Can you DM me about that? I won't talk about it in this, but if you could DM me about that, I can maybe include that next week. Um, so, um, that being said, let's discuss some positivity so that we can end on a positive note. It's 2:12 now. I'm going to try to end this at 2:30. It's 2:30 in the morning. So we have about 18 minutes of super happy stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about some positivity. Number one, Hobie is back from the military. J-Hope from BTS has returned back from the military, and we are so happy to see our sunshine back. Super, super happy about that. So, yay! On a lighter note, Suho is at wait, what did that say? Suho's at a festival in India right now. If you remember, like in 2016, Suho went to India and a random guy asked him to take pics of him and his family. Well, the guy went to the festival to see Suho performing. He recognized that man, and the guy said he will now take pics of Suho. Oh my god, that is adorable. I showed my hairdresser a picture of Shuman the other day, and she legit could not believe he was a 34-year-old man, not a 15-year-old boy. Exactly. Ace dropped their comeback date, confirmed November 20th. Yes! And I'm freaking out. Ace's promo pictures have been actual insanity, and I'm so excited. TXT announced a comeback. Yes, they have their promo pictures happening currently as well. Jin announced his debut album. I'm so excited. I love how the word happy has the J, the I, and the N in the letters of happy. I'm not gonna lie, Jin's colors of his album gave me very XOCBX throwback. If you don't know what I'm talking to, I have a picture of it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like the same way the NCT 127's Season's Greetings gave me Maxident feels. Jin's album gave me CBX album feels. One second, let me look it up so you know what I'm talking about. But once again, we're talking about primary colors. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like primary colors haven't been done before, you know? So, yeah. This is what I was talking about. When I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's giving XOCBX. This one. See? That's what it reminded me of. I was like, oh, that's giving XOCBX. But yeah. It's so cute though. I love the little Jin in the A, the P, and the P of happy. It was so freaking cute. Purple Kiss come back on Tuesday the 22nd. Seen Aces Friday. Yeah, have so much fun. Oh my god, have so much fun yet. I'm so excited for you. Yes, Jin debut album has a song produced by Taka from One OK Rock. If you guys don't know, I saw One OK Rock in concert. I have the entire concert. If I'm not wrong, I have the entire concert set on my page. Just go to my homepage and put One OK Rock and you'll see it from it Taka's incredible. Oh my god, he's incredible. His voice is insane. He sounds better live than he even does like on the studio versions. He is insanely incredible. Oh my god. So yeah, so excited about that. What do we got? What do we got? Oh, Beyond Cloud announced a sequel for 4 Minutes. I need to watch 4 Minutes, actually. I need to watch that. Hold on. Wait, where'd it go? Ah, what happened? Can't watch the A stages, but add them to the reaction after. Okay. JB and Jin Young will be out of the military soon. They will be, and that is so exciting. Oh my god, that's so exciting. Yes, closer to having all the monsters together. Wait, but when does IM have to go in? When does IM have to go into the military? Because he still hasn't gone yet. Yeah, exactly, Pamela. You do what you need to do. Exactly. I know when I saw TXT the Angel concept, it was literally giving me Ace Angel, because Ace released a song called Angel and they had the wings and everything. Even at the end of My Girl, they had wings in the MV where they were like flying with their angel wings. It was kind of humorous and funny though. But yeah, that gave me TXT's Angel concept with the wings, totally gave me Ace Angel with the whole wings thing. Yeah. But yeah. Espa and Minho come back soon. Minhyuk, Jaeyoon, and Sungsik got discharged too. What yet? I don't even understand what you're saying. I'm so confused. I'm like, what? Oh my god, so many people are talking. Hold on. Cute is officially banned from Taman. He says, I'm not cute anymore. I'm in my 30s. He's still fucking cute. Spencer Sutherland artist who reminds you of Elton John and Queen. Those are some big words. He must be great. Seen A State Lori. You're gonna love it. You're gonna be so excited. They're so good. Only song of One OK Rock that I've heard is one Ace cover. You need to check out One OK Rock. 100%. I have reactions to them. If you want to just watch a couple of my reactions on my channel, go for it. They're absolutely amazing. Lay, Tom Ford interaction, so cute. Juhan will be discharged January 25th. Kihyun is February 21st. Yuda's album has Miyavi and One OK Rock vibes. I've heard a lot about that album, and I definitely feel like I need to check it out. Did you see my positivity? I am 100% not sure. Does he have duels? Where is IM from? Sweet, IM doesn't have to go? I thought we were waiting this whole time. I'm like, man, we still have one left. POW come back with a remake of Avril Lavigne's Girlfriend. Interesting. Will you watch a TXT online concert? I'm pretty sure I have it recorded. I just need to actually film my reaction to it. But I think I have the concert recorded. That being said, I went to the actual concert. So I've seen the entire thing. I just, obviously I haven't seen it online yet. He does have dual citizenship. Where, though? Why do I feel like I didn't know where he is also from? Woods Drowning is going up the charts after his performance for it on Immortal Songs. Plus, the kid from Road to Kingdom 2 did that cover during the intro stage, and holy shit, it was amazing. Rose and Bruno Mars. Yeah, I have to react to that as well. Yes! Vanner! My Vanner babies, all of their stuff's over here. My Vanner babies getting their first win since their debut in 2019. Look, if we can get Vanner their first win since 5 years from their debut, we have to get Ace their first win when their comeback happens. We have to get Ace their first win. They debuted in They debuted in 2017. They have been around for 7 years. We have to get Ace their first win. We got our Vanner babies their first win. Now it's time to get Ace their first win. Oh, we have to make it happen. Yes, so excited about them. What did that say? Oh no. I am still online. He released an album on October 4th and it's so good. I don't know who we're talking about. You didn't say the name. And we've talked about so many people. Are you talking about Yuta? Because I knew about that. Key winning his... I love how Key always gets emotional when he wins a music show. He's been around for so many years and he still just gets emotional. And I just personally find that beautiful. So yeah. One second. I don't know, Leo. I don't know if you want me to actually read this or ask this out loud, but just for me personally to answer your question that you just DM'd me, the last question in your sentence, yes and no. I think if that does happen, it would be maybe a little bit of that, but I think it would also just ultimately be because that was what was wanted. You know, between him and the others, that was what was wanted. That was the goal. That was their dream. So I would hope that if it happened, it's because that was what was wanted and that was the original plan before all of this. So that would be what I would hope. But if it's not, and we think about the other things that you mentioned, I would be respectful of that. My biggest problem is just the way it all happened. If it stays the way it is, it just seems like they got away with it. You know what I mean? So I hope you understand what I mean by all that. And because it would seem that way, that could be not good things. You know what I mean? Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Okay, sorry. You guys have probably been typing a lot of stuff. My bad, guys. Jin and Wendy collab in his album too. Yes. He was born in Korea, but he was in Israel for 6 years and somewhere else for a while as well. Okay. He was raised some time in the States and Boston, spent some time in, I think, Iraq, Israel. Okay. Yes, Krishna. We just talked about that a minute ago. Artem, send me your address. I'm so glad you're here. Artem, I just talked about Vanner a minute ago, like a few minutes ago. But I need your address, your new address, because I need to send you your album win, and I don't have your album win from the 6-year album win. But I don't have your new address yet, so DM me. Did it skip again? No, it didn't. Where are we? Oh, I hate when it jumps down. You see how it jumps down like that? That is so frustrating. Yeah, go to sleep. I love you, girl. You think so? So will I am still in the list, or since he has dual citizenship, he doesn't need to? Let me know. We got Wavy the first win, P1 Harmony the first win. Now Vanner, we choice can win this for Ace. That's what I'm hoping for, Anthony. 100%. Korean BL, loving the big city starts 20th and 21st. It's spicier than normal Korean BL. That's the one that people are protesting. Yeah, it glorifies homophobia. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I saw that. I think it's shitty that people are trying to protest that. It's awful. I need to react to. I have 17's Love Money Fame on my list, of course, to react to. Oh, Spencer Sutherland's the one who released an album before this month. Thank you. I did see the YouTube short calling Subin Princess. I did, and it was adorable. And I love how Kai just like picked him up at the end like it was nothing. Lead actor said he saw hate and cares not. Oh, good. I love that. Karina getting all kill with her solo press release or pre-release from the new album. Love that for her. 17 US tour starts this week. Wish they were coming anywhere near me, but they're not. I'm now a great aunt, Tammy. That's awesome. Congratulations. They have to choose season listing, just like Vernon, who chose Korean citizenship. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I guess he is choosing. Okay, cool. He's listed as pending enlistment. Okay. Hello. He and others have said about when he goes, so I believe he's going. Okay. Purple Kiss have never won, but this new comeback is also between a couple of more popular girl group releases, so one's gonna unlikely they would. Oh, Druki. I just look. Here's my thing. I just want all groups to get that one first win. You know, just at least that one first win. You know, it just makes me. You know, they deserve it. They all these groups work so hard. You know. Yeah, I was just in the middle, Artem, I'm in the middle of mail outs, and so because I'm in the middle of mail outs, I was gonna send it, and I have like 5 more, I have 5 labels I have to redo because they got jacked up, so I gotta redo those 5 that are in there, and then I have 2 that I didn't have addresses for, and yours is one of them, so I need your address. Yours and Marty, I believe, was the other one that I needed the address for. Leah sent you a DM, okay. So electric, yeah. Interesting. It's weird though. It's really weird. That I feel like I need to know more information because that seems weird. Tani, I talk about that at the beginning of Tea Time. Like I said, I will be reposting this entire Tea Time live stream. Just the Tea Time portion. It's about 3 hours. It's like 3 hours and 7 minutes long is how long we've been doing it right now. I've been recording this whole time, so I can take just this section of tea out and post it. And so I'll be reposting that probably either tomorrow or Monday. It's called, my repost of tea is called the second sip. Like the second time we're going to sip on this tea in case you missed it the first time. Because you know, sometimes because we listen to music and play games and stuff like that during this stream, sometimes it'll get blocked and then all of the tea, no one gets to actually watch it. 'Cause sometimes people can't watch this live because it's really late for them or it's in the middle of the night for them. So because some people can't watch it live, they miss, you know, the tea and stuff. So I've now started to record Tea Time, just the Tea Time portion, so I can repost it later for those who may have missed it. So yeah. Yes, Card still needs to get their first win as well. Yes. Agree. Any more TXT reactions besides the comeback coming up? I do have some stuff written down for them. At least I think I do. Don't I? Will Never Change and Kito Zuto. I have those written down. And I think there might be a couple dance practices I probably have to react to. I'm not sure. So there's those. Obviously I will be reacting to their comeback and their album. You guys know TXT's discographies is one of my favorite discographies in all of K-pop. So I will 100% be reacting to both. Even if they didn't come to Florida, hell, if they came to Atlanta, but they didn't even do that. It's been harder for small artists to get wins, not only in this industry, actually pushing them out. Big companies are also debuting more and more groups. Yeah. Half the service so far. Yeah, that's surprising that they didn't get one for that. Yeah, someone else mentioned about drowning, climbing the charts. Wasn't just Jiminy went around asking that was Celebstrate. That's crazy. That's like, where's the shame? Like, how do you not have, like, you have just no shame? That's crazy. What'd that say? I missed the start. That's okay. Like I said, it'll be reposted, or you can always go back to the beginning. I just don't know when the live stream ends, if this will get blocked or not. But if it does, no worries, because I will be reposting it. So, yeah, we will also, probably next week, we will catch up with K-Pop Junkie. It's just, I had a lot on my own I wanted to talk about, so that's what we were focusing on this week. Next week, we can catch up with K-Pop Junkie videos that we might have missed. All right, Red Velvet's Irene is also debuting solo soon. Good stuff. Yes, Kitozudo is a Japanese release. I do know that. Didn't realize it's almost midnight. Need to go to bed. Good night, everyone. Good night, Kelsey. It's 2:30 in the morning for me. So I said I would be gone around 2:30. So it's about time for me to go. Oh, and a decision to react to TXT to do. If I do that, of course, you know that will be a Patreon release. I do want to start reacting to that. I don't have any plans right this second. I do want to do it, so it will be in the future. I just need to kind of streamline what I've got going on Patreon currently, because it's kind of got all muffled and muddled with how much I was out of town, and then we had two hurricanes that came through. So I need to get back on my regular schedule for Patreon again. Not that I have a regular schedule, but for me, kind of how I was doing before I had to go out of town so much and all of this other stuff. So I don't really have much. By the way, I'm not doing my Tennessee trip. I know I talked a lot about it and I was so excited about it, but with everything going on with the hurricane, me not knowing how much money I'm going to have to spend to get my house repairs done, it's just best to postpone my Tennessee trip that I want to do. I just don't think it's the right time for it. So just FYI on that. So I'm not going anywhere for a few months now. I don't have any plans to go out of town. I think the only thing we have the Dreamcatcher concert in like an hour away from us in November. I think that's all I have on the schedule. So yeah. Miss the Nana Tour reactions with you. Once again, I'm getting back on starting to get my regular schedule back into place, that my regular schedule, not one that you guys know about, but just the one that I kind of have in my head. I'll be getting back on the normal posting schedule. My posting schedule, not an actual schedule I have put out. I just need to make sure I clarify that. I do not have a posting schedule that I put out. I just have a thing in my head and how I keep myself organized, and I will be getting back on track with that. Hopefully starting tomorrow, because I have the day off and I can record stuff. So yeah. But even though I'm not going to be doing my what was I trying to say? Even though I'm not going to be doing my Tennessee trip, I still, obviously, it's going to be my birthday and my year anniversary of being single. So yeah, my birthday and my year anniversary of being single are the same day. Yes. And so what I really want to do, and I'm looking into it to see where is there local for me to do it. I really, really, really want to do one of those head spa places. Those head, like Japanese head spa. Please tell me you know what I'm talking about. They do the whole like ring of like water on the hair, and they do this treatment and this like scalp massage thing. And please tell me you guys have seen them. Like people like YouTube their experience at these places, because I want to do that so bad too. Oh my god. So yeah, that's what I want to do. That I don't even know. I saw one place that's not open yet. They're opening within the next couple of weeks, and their head spa was like $225. I was like, holy shit, that's expensive. Oh my god. So I saw another place that's semi close to me. I need to check and see how much it is at the other place. And also, I'm fine with possibly driving to Orlando, if there's more options in Orlando. I'm fine with like driving somewhere if I need to drive somewhere. Like that's not too far away to do it as well. Not cheaper to go to Japan, honey. Please. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing for my birthday, and I'm super excited. Something nice for you to look forward to is that I'll be sending. Brittany, you know you don't have to send me anything, but that is very, very sweet of you. I appreciate you. Um, Guys, I cannot believe in 2 weeks, in about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, 2 weeks and a couple days, I think, is my birthday. 2 weeks and a couple days is my birthday. Remember the 5th of November, and yeah, another year older. Ugh, but that's okay. Um, I'm still going to very much enjoy it. It'll be much more enjoyable birthday this year than last year. It was a very memorable birthday last year. Very awkward confrontations. Yeah. But it'll be a much better birthday this year, and I'm so excited to celebrate me. And yeah, I definitely am going to do the head spa thing, because man, I'm so excited. You should also work on that passport thing for this birthday. I really should. I really should. Your birthday, single anniversary, and election day. It's a big day. It is a big day, right? I know. And Guy Fawkes Day, apparently, as well. Happy early single birthday. Yes. But yeah. So I am exactly. It's not in the house, it's on the porch, and although the porch did get a lot of water, on the porch itself, no, it did not. To my knowledge, it did not, because it is in bins. So I don't believe so. Gianna, that's funny. Oh. I'm literally about to end the live. If my playlist is the best thing. That is the perfect way. The perfect way to wrap up this live stream. I mean, come on. The perfect way to wrap up this live stream. Are you kidding me? Come on. Ah, thanks, Haley. So yeah. Oh, Brittany, thank you, sweetie. They did OT7 Love 119 choreo at their concert. Oh yeah, I also just want to mention real quick, I'm obsessed with, and I don't know in what context this was in when it happened, but I'm obsessed with the video of seeing Anton posing like this, I think it was, posing like this, clearly showing the number 7. Love that. I also love the fact that Sohee did this beside him at one point. He did something like this beside him, and then the video cuts off. So you see 7, or then posing with the number. Sohee also posing with the number 7, which they're saying that, oh, it actually means something in like something different in Chinese is what someone tried to say. that being said, I don't care if it has a double meaning or not. They're clearly holding up a 7, and they know the significance of that. They might pass it off of, oh yeah, it was supposed to be for this. They know the significance of holding up a number 7. So they're very much aware, and they're telling you how they feel. I also want to shout out Chungsub from B2B. I always get Chungsun and Chungsub from B2B holding up a 7 in the air, big time, obviously making a statement towards his group, but underlining also double meaning, holding that up the whole time. I'm sorry, but there's significance to that. There is significance to that. Love it. Fucking love it. Love it. Exactly. 520, which means I love you in Chinese. But they didn't do the number O. They just did 5 and 2. 5 and 2. They knew what they were doing. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah. So. Anyway. Okay. So. Let's go ahead and wrap up this live stream. I love the fact that ended on Bryce's Talk Saxy. Couldn't have planned that better myself, even if I tried. So yeah, let's go ahead and end this live stream. Let's wrap this up. It is 2:42 in the morning, 12 minutes after I said I was going to leave. I am super excited about my hot cocoa, and I wanted one tonight. I'll be making this tomorrow. Gigi, Kurama Lama, was it, who else? I know it was Gigi and Kurama Lama. She didn't read the names off of who. There might have been one other person who sent something, and I'm so sorry if I missed your name. She opens everything, and half the time I miss things. I don't mean to. I'm so sorry if I did miss anything. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for always thinking of us, and always. And Jo May, oh my God, Jo May, thank you, Jo May. Oh my gosh, thank you, Jo May, sweetie. Thank you for always being so sweet and always thinking of us. And sending us stuff for the giveaways and for the other subscribers and for ourselves as well. We appreciate you so much. So much. Gigi, you sent too much, and I love you. I love our new... It's so loud, and it goes on for so long, and it's hilarious. Love my little, my button for games. I love my pointer. I should have had this when I was talking about Rise. You. Anyway, I love it so much. I can, Anyway, I love you guys. I'm totally gonna be sending this to my sister for sure. Hell, I might just send her these as a matching set, and just keep this one for myself because I like this one the most. Anyway. So I think I might just do that. Because I really like that one. So anyway, you sent me too many things. I love you, Gigi. You are the best. All of you are amazing. I love you guys so much. And Gigi, thank you for my albums. Oh my God, thank you for my albums. I got Chinyo and Chen. Anyway, I'm so glad that we got to wrap up. It's like the foghorn button. It does kind of sound like a foghorn. I'm so glad we got to kind of wrap up this tea time with some positivity that makes me so happy. We always have to remember there's so many good things happening in K-pop that we can celebrate and be happy about and get excited for. So don't lose the passion for the exciting stuff just because of all the bullshit that might be happening as well. So I love you guys. That is going to be it for this live stream. I will also be turning off my tea. Let me say goodbye to my tea time people real quick, and then I'll turn off the live stream. Tea time peeps for the repost for our second sip. Love you guys. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm going to go ahead and end this live now. So hopefully you could join us in the in the moment during future lives. I go live for tea every Saturday. So hopefully join in any future lives if you can. And if not, thank you for rewatching on the repost of the tea. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.